So yeah, anyway, it's always been the mango snapple at the beach and a sandwich. And oh, hey everybody, it's the late show.
The mango snapple.
Yeah, mango snapple. We're live, everybody. Good morning to everybody on the East Coast. It's midnight. Beach and a sandwich. Whoa! Oh, hey, I gotta pop up the bed here.
It's midnight.
September 28th, 2018. It's 9 o'clock Pacific, and yeah, midnight Eastern. So hopefully our friend Jay Hannon from the East will show up, because I've poured myself a rum, and I won't have a drink unless Jay's here.
I don't know if he's going to be here, man.
Well, he has his friends over, right?
He's got who's over there? Larry, was it Larry? Larry Dallas was over there.
Three's Company.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Roper.
Yep. They're still there.
Janet.
Yep. Janet. And Cindy. Chris's
cousin,
Cindy.
Wasn't there three blonde girls that ended up being on that show at different times?
One, two. Yeah. It was Chrissy, and then it was Cindy.
Yeah.
She lasted like 2 episodes by herself. They felt like they needed to bring somebody, better in, I guess, and that's when they brought in Terry, the nurse. So for welcome to Three's Company chat, you guys. Yeah. So for a while, it was Terry and Cindy.
Really?
Wow.
Oh, Caleb.
Hey, and Caleb.
Yeah.
There I am.
Yeah. Reporting from Santa Monica, California. Caleb Rapoport.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. We were just talking about your neighbors, Cindy and Larry and
the Ropers.
The Ropers. The Ropers. Yeah, that was Santa Monica. Yeah.
That was in Santa Monica. The Regal Beagle.
Right. Was there an actual pub called the Regal Beagle back then?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure there is now.
Yeah. And that apartment was actually a studio, probably, and it wasn't an actual place you could go to.
Definitely a studio, yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Craig. Craig's in here.
Yeah. Craig or Guitarwannabee. Sorry, everybody. I've had a bit of a flu bug the last couple of days. I just slept 3 hours, like 4:30 Pacific to 7:30. I was in bed after work, and I've taken one for the team. I'm here. My voice isn't the best, but I had some prawns rice. I'm having a beer, so we're turning it around.
The beer should work good.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Caleb, what do you got? You got the hockey season rolling around this week, don't you? Home opener?
Next week, yeah.
Right on.
It's upon us.
You've mentioned the last week that you're not real inspired yet by your LA Kings yet.
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
Did they pick up any superstars in the offseason?
Just Kovalchuk. So we'll see how he does.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Caleb, you had a good rehearsal with Nerd Halen the other day.
That was like over a week ago now.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's been a while. We got to get it going again. So.
Yeah. Any bites as far as the lead singer goes?
Nothing official yet. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, did a package show up at your house, Caleb?
Not yet.
Okay, maybe tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Sure. Not.
Okay, maybe tomorrow.
Sorry. Okay.
Wait a minute. What's in that package? Well, first of all, because see, I'm such a germaphobe.
Oh.
If somebody tells me that they're just getting over the flu, but they mailed me something, I know I'm going to open that up, and that last cough is going to go right in my face.
That was mailed. That was mailed last Saturday, like 6 days ago.
Oh, you're up in
Canada.
Canada, that's right.
Yeah. Big time delay on that. So
a little bit.
Like everything Steve mails, he takes to the post office. They open it up, right? Do they look at it?
No.
Is that how it works?
I just have to declare what's in there.
Because I know there's some countries where you send stuff and they're inspecting everything before, you know, so and so gets it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
so like let's say you're in some country way, you know, somewhere, all your mail is already opened.
Oh, wow.
You know?
So they have to retape the packages up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cheers,
Yeah.
buddy.
If that.
Oh, yeah. Cheers, Caleb.
Cheers.
Hey, cheers.
Happy Friday.
Happy 50 Fun 50 Friday, everybody. I saw we got JJ's House of Jams in the house. Fender Guru from New Zealand, because we're international here. Douglas Bador. Mike is himself. How's it going? Amanda Coombs is in the house again. Awesome. Yeah, yeah. So, Caleb, any updates as far as lead singer action goes?
No, you just asked me a second ago. No, not since you asked me 2 minutes ago. No, nothing.
All right. What about guitar leads?
Oh yeah, no updates there yet.
Okay.
That'll be like you'll know when it happens. I wanted to talk about this though. I have these new wireless deals here. Anybody use that? I got turned on to this by Mr. Craig Stofko, and I'm digging them.
Wow. What are they called?
They're called the X-Vive U2 transmitter, and this one goes into your input wherever that may be. Whether it's on my board, it's the wah-wah pedal that starts my chain, and then this thing goes in your guitar, and
Oh, cool.
it fits nicely, and the thing works fantastic, and the tone is great, and I'm really impressed, and it's only $155. So
Wow.
check these out if you need to go wireless and you don't know what to get. And what's really cool is that you can just pop this out of your guitar. There's no pack on your strap that you have to figure out or anything. It's just a quick little changeover. So I'm impressed. Thanks, Craig.
Nice.
Wow. And that's it? That's all it is? Is just those two pieces?
Yes. Amazing, right?
Wow. What are they what are there like is there like a 9-volt in each one or something?
No, they plug into chargers and they keep like a 6-hour charge.
They're solar?
No, that'd be cool. No, they like little phone chargers. The same jack as a Android phone charger.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh, cool. Wow, that's really cool, man.
Yeah.
Wow. And they sound great? They sound good. Is there any lag at all?
Nothing. No, they're fantastic. I'm really impressed. And I also got the new EVH chorus.
Oh yeah.
Which is great.
Man.
Yes.
Awesome, man.
Digging.
That's cool.
Just rework the board a little, and
So Caleb, can you compare that EVH one to maybe a previous one? Did you have a Boss one before? Or?
no, before I had like one of those little like micros, and it was like literally like a $40 pedal, and I just wanted it to get some sort of chorus sound, and it was decent. But this thing obviously is a new EVH product, and how could I pass that up, right?
Yeah. 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 As soon as the Van Halen store was had that available, I hit the buzzer, ordered it up.
Fire away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And is it the same? I'm assuming it's the same size as the overdrive, right? Or the flanger?
Yeah.
Like the same
as the flanger. Yeah.
Same exact size? Okay.
Same size as the flanger.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm thinking about one too.
Except the inputs are on the back, not on the sides, which is really smart. So.
Oh, on the top.
On the top, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm thinking if I was because yeah, my main chorus, really my only chorus ever, has been the Boss, the super chorus.
Yeah, that's what I have.
I guess. Yeah, I've been using mine for 20 years, and it's been on my board for 20 years.
And that's the one Eddie used on the last tour. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He went from the yellow MXR on the 04 and 08 tours to the blue MXR analog chorus on the 2012 tour. And then his board on the 2015 tour had the super chorus, the Boss. And his board for the 2019 tour will have
we'll have that one.
Don't quote me. I mean, whether he'll have the chorus, but there's definitely going to be a 2019 tour. So
I see that you, Caleb. I see you got the sign too behind you.
Yeah. That's my version of an EVH sign right there. So it's it out of a box. Yeah, there we go.
Sorry, I got a couple things I got to show everybody. Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay. I'll be back.
Paul, hey, who is the guy on my shirt, Paul? This is
Sorry, I just saw the top of his head. I saw it was like Gandhi.
People, that's what people think. Yeah, it's David Liebehart. And if you guys ever watched Adult Swim, Tim and Eric's awesome show, great job. This is one of their characters, one of their
Diamond Dave
guys. Yeah, yep. Yeah, he's a puppeteer. He sings to his puppets about how much he loves them. I'm not joking either. He's a singer. I saw him. He did a performance in Santa Cruz a couple years ago, I think it was. By now, I went and saw him and bought the T-shirt. And yeah, he's cool. And this is kind of the inspiration for my shirt. If you guys know my shirt with my big face, that's the reason why I did that, is because he has his. So
there's a question in the chat from Jimmy T. He wants to know if it's possible to open up one of these little wireless units, and in case you need to replace the rechargeable battery. That I don't see, and I don't think that would be possible because it's lithium, and I don't think you could be able to find a rechargeable battery to put in it. So I think it's their own custom battery. So I don't know how long they're going to last. I'm sure they have a life on them, you know, probably a decade or so, and should be good. So good question. I did ask that question myself. So
yeah. So actually, this segment is called the unboxing spoiler. So this guitar, this guitar, my Kramer 1984 Music Yo from 2004, the Floyd Rose that was on this has been sent to our friend in Santa Monica, Caleb Rapoport. Yeah, because just everybody in the chat, I'm a big supporter of the 84 Floyd reissue. And if any guitar I had needed the upgrade to the 84, it's this one, because this is my Kramer 1984 guitar. And Fender Guru in the chat, this is my next build. This is a Musicraft body, Musicraft neck, and that's going to be exactly what's over Johnny's shoulder. I'm going to be doing a Kramer 1984. I've done the 5150, but I want a backup. So why not do a Kramer 1984? So I've got the paint, and just got to start collecting the parts now. So yeah, that's the next mission.
You get the 2 extra stars?
Yes. When you order them, they only send you 2. So
yeah, the guitar has 4 stars on it.
Yeah, yeah. So I have that covered. I got a Kramer decal, and
Where did you get these sticker decals, the number decals from? I'm curious.
it was off of eBay. There's a guy who has the holographic decals. He has the 5150 ones, and which aren't really correct because they're the small prisms like the 1984. But yeah. So anyway, he has the correct prisms for the 1984. So yeah, it'd be cool to have both paint schemes on the Musicraft stuff. Yeah, so that'd be cool.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, yeah.
After these messages. Oh, gosh. John BL. I didn't even see your comment. I was going to show this off anyway. I was going to ask Steve what he thinks.
I think it's awesome.
There, you can see my decals. And yeah, this, or my whatevers. Yeah, these came with the guitar. I mean, this guitar was professionally built for David Nesdall. And David gave it to me in parts right before I moved to Santa Cruz here. So about 3 years ago.
Wow.
So
awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's a great. There we go. Wow. Yeah, it's a great guitar. You know.
It's got Nerd Halen picks on it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the best part is all the Nerd Halen picks. Right there. EVH Wolfgang pickup. Right there.
Wow.
There's the headstock. Right there.
Cool. Awesome. Yep. So that's I'm going to be building one of those next. And on the big screen, this band is called Mad Season. It's Lane Staley from Alice in Chains on vocals, Mike McCready from Pearl Jam on guitar, a couple guys from the Screaming Trees on bass and drums. So yeah, kind of a one-off album that they did. Totally cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We've got John BL 5150, Poof, in the house. Douglas Bador, Sonia's here. We've got Thrash Metal Fun Riffs, Fender Guru from New Zealand. Awesome. Jimmy T. We've got 27 watching, 15 thumbs ups. Yes.
Awesomes.
Yeah.
Awesomes. Welcome.
So what happened today, Johnny, for you?
What did I do? I had some stuff that I had to do.
Right on.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I had some music stuff I had to do. Did that. And then Nesdall and I went live.
Yeah.
What time was that? 8 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah.
So about 4 hours ago, I guess.
Yeah.
Or something. 7 over 8. Hey, man.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Jay Hannon in the house. Get in here, man. Pour yourself a rum and get in here. Anyway, I'm all inspired now because Jay's here. So we have this week's housekeeping to do. So we've got your top 3 singers. Thanks for everybody in the chat, in the comments, emails. I even got a phone call. So your top 3 singers.
You get phone calls too?
Yeah, there's one guy who always phones me. Yeah, every week. I'm not kidding. Yeah. So the most votes for your favorite lead singer is Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin. And it's a 3-way tie for second. Sammy Hagar, Mick Jagger, and David Coverdale. So there's 4. I was supposed to be just 3, but because there was a 3-way tie for second, it ends up being 4 people. So thanks everybody for chiming in. And so between you guys, do you guys have a poll question you'd like answered for next week?
They'll start at 9:30.
You're on.
I don't know. What's
Sorry.
who's
A poll question for next week.
Yeah.
How about either how about Roth versus Hagar?
Whoa,
Anyone ever asked that before?
that's dangerous.
Never heard that.
Which
Maybe
one?
Caleb,
I wonder
I
what
was-
are people's thoughts on that. I no idea what people think.
or maybe Caleb could ask what 3 songs that everybody wants Nerd Halen to play.
Oh my God. 3 songs. If I had 3 songs to play, what would they be?
Yeah.
That's impossible.
No, but you might get an interesting poll result. Some song you weren't thinking about that people want to hear. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. How about 5? How about 5 songs? What 5? If Nerd Halen had a 5-song set,
Shows up in your town.
what songs would you want to hear? Obviously, we are a Dave-centric era tribute band.
Yeah.
We are planning on doing some Hagar.
Yeah.
In an interesting form, by the way. So
A 10-minute medley.
a medley, yeah. 12-minute medley. So yeah. But yeah, that's a good one. I mean, if you want to
Yeah.
serve the poll question for my little project, that'd be great.
Yeah. Is Caleb right now is Hear About It Later on the list?
And no, it's I mean, yeah, it's not even close right now. So I mean,
Okay.
I have like 22 songs that that I do if we played that long, but
Wow.
I think it's on that, but I don't see us playing a 20 plus song set for a long time. So
Yeah. Well, that's going to be one of the songs that I put in the poll. Is Hear About It Later.
really, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Little drop D action on that.
Yeah. And Fender Guru wants one of his songs will be Drop Dead Legs that he wants you guys to play.
Deep cuts, gentlemen. Yeah.
Deep cuts.
I don't know. Gotta play the hits, right?
Ooh. So Caleb, I don't think I've spoken to you since your birthday bash. How did that go?
Oh, it was great. It was fun.
I saw your I think I saw on Facebook your kids were real excited when the birthday cake showed up.
Yeah. Well, it was my son and my niece, and they surrounded me for my birthday cake candle situation because my kid loves to blow out my candles with me, and so this is a funny moment. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram or whatever, but I put it up. They basically jumped the gun and blew out my candles before I had a chance to blow them out, and it's a pretty funny take. So,
Yeah. Awesome.
I saw it.
Yeah,
I saw it.
it was fun.
Any presents that you want to comment about, Caleb, that you got this birthday?
Oh,
Socks?
not really. Nothing. I mean, got like a coupon for a 90-minute massage. That'll be good.
Nice.
But you get older, presents really don't happen much anymore. People just give you a card and
Yeah. Oh, I haven't gotten presents in years.
Yeah.
As far as birthdays,
Yeah.
as far as birthdays, no, there's
Christmas maybe you get some presents, but
no, I don't even get that.
right.
I get Amazon wish list stuff. That's what I get.
Cool. Oh,
Thank you again, everybody.
yeah.
So what's up, Jay's in the chat. He can't come on. Where's he at?
He has company over at his house, so
Oh,
I don't think he can come on live with us. He just chimes in to say hi.
come on, Jay. Just go like commando and do it from your cell phone, and
I think maybe his
put on your hair sweater and do it from bed like Dave did. Talk about hot Carls and
Oh, gross.
I'll never forget that episode.
Oh yeah. The hairy sweater.
I'm still trying to forget that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I got a response from remember last week I asked Noah Monk about why Ed was set up on stage right. Remember in
You got a response?
South America. I got a response today
Whoa.
from Noel Monk. Because my question was, I was like, we're live on the Johnny Beane show, and we're talking about the '83 South American tour. The question we're wondering is why Eddie was set up on stage right once. Do you remember the reason? And nothing for like a week. And then today I get, don't remember that. What venue? So I had to go look it up, and it's Buenos Aires. And,
Argentina. Yeah.
and the venue is Estadio Obras Sanitarias. So
Oh man.
yeah, John BL helped me with that. So
Of course.
so I sent that back. He has not seen that message yet from me because I think he checks his messenger once a week. So I'll wait till next week to get an answer to that. So, but the Noel Monk, the former manager of the mighty Van Halen,
Yeah.
is in semi conversation with me on Facebook Messenger, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Dry
Wow.
Heat 480 says, Caleb, a 90-minute massage. Be prepared to drink a lot of water after. All right.
Okay, I will.
Cool.
Mhm. Oh, 90 minutes?
Yeah.
That's
I'm a big guy. I need 90 minutes. That means
Nice. Hey, Caleb, any stops at In-N-Out Burger this week?
no. God,
Okay.
no. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a diet thing or just haven't been in the area. But,
Yeah. Or are you joining another sort of pickup hockey league again for the winter coming up?
No, I'm still in that same kind of thing. I've just kind of had like a toe issue last few weeks, so I haven't been able to play. So, but hopefully I'll get out there soon.
What is that, like an ingrown toenail?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Too graphic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not fun.
Crazy. Yeah. So is it that guitar over your right shoulder, Caleb, the sort of cream one? That's the one that the Floyd's going to go on?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And I'm just waiting for your Floyd before she goes in. She's gonna.
Well, there's the pickup.
Right here. I get that.
Nice.
And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And probably gonna upgrade the Floyd a little. I have a block for it, and I think I'm gonna use the titanium saddles that I currently have in this guitar. But I think I'm gonna pull those out.
Oh, wow.
Put it in the new Floyd for this one, because this one I'm a little unimpressed with the bridge pickup at this point, as far as the output.
Huh.
Just need a little more out of it. But I think it's because I'm so used to this thing. And
Yeah.
This has the Frankenstein pickup, which is like a 16 output, and it's like
Wow.
basically the hottest, loudest pickup I've ever owned.
Cool.
It really does not hold back. So the Wolfgang pickups are a little more reserved. So
that pickup that's going in the cream one, Caleb, at the neck, is
Yeah.
that the pickup that normally would come with that guitar, or is that an upgrade as well?
it is the normal.
Oh,
Because
okay.
technically it's really hard to put any kind of other pickup in these guitars because of the shape of the great
Right.
This little round area.
Yeah.
Can only fit a rounded legged pickup.
Yeah.
And the only rounded leg pickups are the Wolfgang pickups. So they're really trying to make it so it's really hard on people to put other pickups in these guitars. So,
of course.
not sure why that is, but that's why they do it. So,
Wow.
I guess it's to preserve the tone.
So you're really going for total hot rod action on the cream one, and then that tobacco one's going to be a little bit downgraded, I guess.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just basically go back to stock.
All right.
The guitar is great. This thing plays really well, and she's beautiful. So, yes, happy with the fleet.
Amanda Coombs asks, did Van Halen ever do a Christmas tune? She's curious.
No, I don't think so. But we're, Nerd Halen's doing one. So
there you go.
We're doing Santa Claus is Coming to Town, the Bruce Springsteen song version, but a Van Halen version of that song. So
what inspired that, Caleb?
I kind of want to have our own thing if we were able to get it. So,
oh, okay.
Be like, wow, that song sounds like a Van Halen song, and it'd be like, no, it's not a Van Halen song. It's close. It's a Nerd Halen song. So
there you go.
Just like I want to do covers that they should have done but never did.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Make them sound like what it would have been like if they covered it. So.
Yeah, and also even myself, Caleb, I have a lot of issues of the Inside magazine. Well, I have every issue, as you know, but there was one that was titled "The Early Days" or "Early Years," and it's when they were in the clubs, and they have all the set lists of what they used to cover, basically, whether it was a Rick Derringer song or Zeppelin or Robin Trower or early Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Like it has the actual songs that they were playing in the clubs, so that could be an interesting angle, and probably on YouTube you can probably find some recordings that are out there of them doing that stuff. Yeah.
No, they used to be a real hardworking cover band, and there's tons and tons of songs, and it's weird every time I listen to the radio now, I think about that factor. Like, what if we covered that one? What if we covered that one?
Yeah, that's the same when I hear any songs by the band Cream. I always think, oh my, yeah, Van Halen used to play these, or Eddie knew every solo from that Clapton did with Cream, right? So you're always sort of thinking about, oh, that'd be cool to do.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
So what else is new in the Santa Monica area, Caleb?
Not much. It's very fall-like here now. It's been overcast and kind of foggy, and
oh yeah,
not very sunny. So
is there lots of construction going on around where you are, or
not necessarily on my block? But,
oh, okay.
But there is a lot of, they're building some new hotels and some new buildings around the area. So it's definitely, getting a lot more pricey in this area.
Oh yeah. So is there more like condo buildings going up so that more people can live in that area?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because we have that here a big time. There's condos going up, buildings everywhere. Like, yeah, 20-story buildings. Yeah.
It's changing.
There you go.
Changing rapidly.
Yeah. Looks like Johnny's back.
Yeah. Hey. Sorry, yeah, Howie had to use the room.
Oh, right.
Got it.
Nice. So, Johnny, how's the school theory going?
It is awesome. Am I here? Yeah, there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great, man.
Okay.
It's
Have
great.
have you now been able to take some of the theory stuff you've been learning and then sort of applying it to times when you've been playing guitar or keyboards and go, oh, okay, that makes sense now? Like,
yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's great. It's great. I've been learning about key signatures.
Oh yeah.
A lot of memorizing stuff. And yeah, definitely. I was playing the guitar last night. I was in Walnut Creek yesterday, and then got home about 10 o'clock, and then from like 10:30 to like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, I was playing the telly, not this one, the the main Telecaster I have, and just writing. And as I'm playing, I'm looking at the fretboard, and I'm thinking in my head the different things I've been learning, and that makes sense. Go from this to there, and
Yeah.
and then counting, as far as counting as well, because I'm learning how to read and write music and count at the same time. So it's all counting. That's all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, and it definitely helps.
Cool.
I mean, I'm excited to apply that more to the keyboard, because that's a part of it too. Is I'm having to, actually use. There's certain. I don't know if you guys know this. I'm not a trained musician at all, and now that I'm learning this stuff, there's certain fingers for the piano. I didn't know that. For different notes, it's like, it's all worked out. But
Cool.
now I can look. I can look at a piano now. I said piano, and know exactly all the notes.
There you go.
The
Cool.
black keys are no mystery anymore. And the guitar. I can look at a guitar and like real quickly, like, oh, that that note, oh, that's G, that's blah 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 blah, whatever.
So you don't need that neck. You don't need that neck you used to have that had all the notes for every single fret.
Yeah. Well, I still have it, and it's still kind of confusing. Even looking at that, but it makes more sense. It makes more sense, and you get the. I've always had the A, 440. I've always had that burned into my brain, because when I used to work at a guitar store, I fixed electric guitars. So all day long, I had a mallet, and I'd be hitting the bell that would make that A tone every time I was tuning up the guitar. Dang, and so the A has always been burned into my head. But now, I'm understanding all the other notes. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Did anybody see what that thing I just posted about an hour ago on the EVH Facebook page with the studio sessions, little outtakes?
Yeah.
From '83, I guess, when they were working on 1984.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a bunch of, you can literally hear them working out the arrangements for Girl Gone Bad, and there's some House of Pain in there. He does one little Panama lick, but he's just shredding through it, and it sounds like he's been playing for like 10 hours, so he's as hot as he can get. And that clip, I mean, I just was listening. It's incredible to listen to. He's just on fire on that clip.
Mm-hmm.
So check it out. It's on the Facebook page for Johnny's show there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The EVH GEAR fans live. Was it the group? It was the group. It would have been the group. EVH GEAR fans live group.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if Nightbot is spamming that. Probably not, but
yeah, it's like 18 minutes long, and I don't know who got it or how they released it. You can hear him like plugging in different guitars, like he's pulling the cord out and plugging it in again, and it's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely him.
Yeah. Actually, that audio that's been around for years. Well, obviously, I mean, it was recorded, in '83 or '84 or whatever.
5 years ago. Yeah.
Some people think it's some of it is like a sound check, just from the board. Some people think it's in the studio, which it could be a combination of all that. But that audio is, I first heard that audio, I want to say in 1994 is when I first heard it, because it was available on a CD, on a bootleg CD called It was called Guitar Man, actually, and the cover of the CD was a picture taken from the 1992 or 91 tour when he was playing the double neck Purple Music Man, you know, for Spanked, I guess. So that's when I first heard it, and yeah, it's definitely him. The stuff you're talking about, the stuff that's in that video, I believe it's Van Halen Archive is the YouTube channel that posted that. That's definitely him. There was more actually to that on the CD that I had anyway, 24 years ago or whenever that was. That wasn't him. And something, what was that? Something just flew by. There was some audio that was taken from a guitar lesson, one of those old VHS. It was either like Wolf Marshall or one of those guys. And it was like real quick little Ain't Talking About Love lick, You Really Got Me lick, and those were taken from that lesson, and they're not Edward.
Wasn't the rumor that the clip from Back to the Future was Wolf Marshall and not Eddie for years? People thought it was Wolf Marshall.
Really?
And I guess because they never announced that it was actually Eddie Van Halen for decades. It was never like official. I believe. Was
it Wolf Marshall? He was Michael J. Fox's
yes,
tutor for the guitar parts in that movie.
Right.
Right.
That's why that connection, I think, was made, that he probably did that. And like until a few years ago, I didn't know it was actually Ed. So it was kind of stunning.
Because TMZ caught up with him. Did you ever see that?
No.
TMZ caught up with the Van Halens as they're like at an airport or something, and they see Alex. It's a funny video. They see I'll find it and we'll link it somehow. But it's a funny video. It's pretty good. But they ask Eddie. They're like, "Hey, that music in the Back to the Future, is that you?" And Eddie's like, "Yeah, that's me." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I just played a bunch of noise." Is basically what he called it. You know? But I think I mean, if you're a real nerd, like you know, the Rummeister, Steve Andersen, like Caleb, you know, you guys know that little piece of music in Back to the Future, the Darth Vader, you know, Van Halen music, that was actually in a movie released the year before called The Wildlife. And that you actually hear the whole thing in that movie, the whole part of that, even though it's only 30 seconds, the actual piece of music. When you hear it in The Wildlife, you can tell that's actually Eddie, because the whole soundtrack is Eddie.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't think The Wildlife, I don't think it was as well, definitely it wasn't as big a movie as Back to the Future.
Oh no.
And of course I saw Back to the Future in the theater, and that's how I got really turned on to Van Halen, because of that scene. But The Wildlife I didn't actually see until it was on like television in like the later 80s, like 88, 89. I used to see it. And
yeah, when I saw that movie in the theater, the Back to the Future, which was in 1985, I believe, summer of 85.
June, yeah.
I had no idea, obviously, that they were going to have that scene in the movie, and I was just the most superest Van Halen fan in the world at that point. So when that came on the screen, it was like, you know, oh my God, because here's the biggest movie of the year, and then he just shows up in it, and I, you know, when you think you know your hero so well that you're like, that's no way that's him, you know, that's like someone did that, you know, like that's not him, like he wouldn't do that, you know, he wouldn't do that. So for years and years, I thought that it was actually the Wolf Marshall guy, because he was the guy who was doing all the Eddie transcriptions in all the magazines. It just seemed logical that he would have done it, since he was working on a movie too. So
Mm-hmm.
How I put it together in my head. So
He might have been the one that was actually playing the guitar for the Johnny Be Good and the later scenes.
that lead, yeah, that he plays in that, yeah.
That might have been Wolf Marshall, although the guitar during the Pinheads, Huey Lewis, that was actually Michael J. Fox, I believe, for that part. But I think it was Wolf. He was there on set. I've seen a picture of them together, and they're both holding guitars.
Yeah.
From like that basketball, that gym or whatever, gymnasium, which is still around. That school is actually there, and that gym is still there.
Oh yeah.
We should do an on location.
Yeah.
From.
Oh, I could do it on location from the school where they shot Hot for Teacher.
Oh. Steve's trying to smile.
I think it's in Los Feliz somewhere.
Oh. Our friend in the chat, Gussie Wells, asks, which VH books do you guys recommend? Well, we mentioned the Noel Monk. It's called Running with the Devil. That's a good one to get. You got a lot of inside scoop of Van Halen in the David Lee Roth era. That's a really good one to get.
Yeah, the obviously Van Halen Rising is about the conception of Van Halen.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, it's Van Halen Rising. The author, there we go, Greg Renoff. Today is his birthday.
Yes, I'm a week older than Greg Renoff. That's pretty crazy. Back 7 days older.
Cool. Yeah, there's been a lot of. Although I'll admit I haven't read any of these books. But I remember there were some cool books in the 80s. Like especially in like 84. Right before Roth left, there was a lot of good Van Halen picture books.
Yeah, I've got a couple. I can go to the cabinet and get a couple. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
There he goes. There he goes. There's the bouncing chair.
Yeah, there was a Dave Lee Roth one called the Dave Lee Roth Scrapbook, I want to say. There was one called, I think there was one called The Mighty Van Halen.
Did you ever read Crazy from the Heat?
The book?
Yeah.
I had it. I looked at it. I never actually.
Yeah, there's that book. I didn't read it either, but I heard that's really good. The Sammy book is worth a read. It's definitely got a lot of stories in there.
I've got 4 of those, and I've never read them.
It's a good book. Sad stuff in there, but yeah, there's some sad stuff in the Running with the Devil. I mean, the whole 1984 to the end is, I remember I was so enthralled with the whole story of the mighty Van Halen throughout their 6-year run in stardom, and I remember I would just read a chapter and I would put it down on purpose because I wanted it to last,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted it to last, because if I get into a book, I'll just read till it's done, and
I remember you telling me that.
So, but once I got onto the 1984 tour, I just remember I'm like, all right, I can't stop, and I just read all the way out, and it was just so sad, because he's telling a story and you put yourself right, because when you read a novel, you have to make the characters in your head and what they look like and everything, but he's talking about the characters that what they look like, who they are, all their attitudes and everything, and so you basically see the picture he's painting as vivid as it gets. So when he's describing, the meeting where they fired him at the end, where they came over to his house, and they leave, and then he looks out his window, and they're standing in his driveway, and he's convinced that that's where Van Halen broke up, was in the driveway, outside of Noel Monk's house. That was where they agreed that that this wasn't going to continue, or they didn't know, or Dave just left them hanging. And apparently that is like where the last time the four of them stood together, or I don't even know if Michael Anthony was at that meeting, but yeah, crazy. It was sad. I was, because like what could have been, what could have been, so much more. And I know a lot of people are big Sammy fans and everything, but it's I'm still on the Van Halen original Mach 1 version. I still think that they had a lot left, and it would have been great if they kept it going, because they were there. They got there, and they were there, and then they blew up. So.
Mm-hmm. Real quick, Steve.
Yeah.
Actually, I've got a poll question.
Uh-oh.
This is a pretty good question. Has anybody ever asked this? Well, I mean, some of you guys know I discovered Van Halen because of Back to the Future. I mean, it's pathetic, I know. So when I first, when I bought my first Van Halen record, it was Van Hagar. It was 5150. But the second record I bought after that was the first one. So I grew up on both. To me, it was always the same thing. There was no difference. It was all Van Halen. But what do you guys think if they never broke up? Do you think they could have gone on into the 90s and into the grunge era with Dave?
All I think about is the Eat 'Em and Smile album, like, had a lot of covers in it. So it has a similarity for me to sort of Dive Her Down, where the band wasn't at that stage in '84, because now it was Eddie at 5150 with Don Landy, and he was kind of taking control. And then I look at Eat 'Em and Smile, where Dave with Steve Vai and Billy Sheehan, and they had a bunch of covers, and even David Lee Roth EP at California Girls, Just a Gigolo, it's all cover stuff. So like, I understand the breaking point. And also with management, like Noel Monk too, where it's like, okay, if you guys do a cover song, you're kind of halfway there with a winner. So I understand the divide, like, sort of management wise, and what's happening with the band at that point. Because I just look at Eat 'Em and Smile, like, what if Van Halen played all those songs, the cover ones on Eat 'Em and Smile? Like, Eddie wasn't gonna do that. He wanted it's gonna be his thing and in his studio. So that's, for me, like a big divide for me. But yeah, who knows what like Good Enough and Summer Nights and Love Walks In might have been with David Lee Roth, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's my 2 cents.
I mean, I love the 2 songs that they did when they got back, for those 2 songs. I thought they were great. When I first heard Me Wise Magic, my head exploded, because
and that was in 96.
Yeah.
96.
Yeah.
So,
just about a little over 10 years later, and you're hearing that sound again. It was remarkable. Like, I remember just going, this is incredible. It's really happening. There it is, and then it didn't. But
I mean, it would have been interesting, if Dave never left, if Sammy never joined, because I mean, like it or not, Sammy took Van Halen to way, as in dreams, higher and higher than they ever were.
Different.
And the rest of the 80s was Van Hagar, all number one albums, into the 90s, with the grunge scene happening. And they got kind of balance, it was kind of a grungy.
I do think, because we're talking about the height of MTV, and I do think Dave was built for MTV, and I do think that they would have had a much similar success with Dave, and the videos that would have came if they continue through the 80s with Dave, because that's what kind of drove drove the band. I mean, I think 5150 did so well just because of the curiosity of everyone. I mean, there's great songs on there. I'm not, you know, let's not kid ourselves, but the curiosity of what that was going to sound like, and I mean the push that was given to that record by the record companies, because if it wasn't given a good push, Van Hagar never would have took off. So they got probably the greatest push ever in the history of music because of what was riding on it, you know. And
also I wanted to say before it gets missed is how 5150 like didn't have like 3 videos like Jump, Panama, Hot for Teacher. Like that was pretty huge, like the MTV era, and all of a sudden 5150, they didn't even do like videos. It was all about the live show. Come see it live, man. We're gonna kick your ass type thing.
Well, I think, you know, they didn't want to compete. They didn't want to try and do something that Dave was into. Dave was into the videos. You know, Dave did the Pretty Woman video, and I think the whole band looked at that and said, like, that was a mistake. You know, we better not do anything like that again. And you know.
I remember there was an article in Rolling Stone about Van Halen not doing videos for that album, and this was when the album came out. It was something like bands are deciding not to do videos. I think it was something like Van Halen and Journey at the time were not making music videos.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously there's money. You know, the band has to pay for those videos. You know, the record company doesn't pay for anything, so it all has to be recouped. So, and they're on this huge tour, this huge unending tour. So there's really not a lot of time to do a production. And I don't think at that time they wanted to listen to anybody else's vision about what the song should be, you know, what the video should be.
Yeah. But I mean, David Lee Roth's videos for Eat 'Em and Smile, whether it was Yankee Rose or Going Crazy, like I was entertained by those. And that was
at his production team, and him and his buddy Pete Angelis, you know, they were about to do a movie. So this was them just exercising that muscle.
Yeah.
You know, to continue, like, because they did the Jump video, they did the, you know, Panama video, the Hot for Teacher video. And they were on a roll. You know, they put it together. You know, they found the secret, so they wanted to continue it. But I'm sure that had a lot to do with Van Hagar just staying away from it. You know, like, let's not do that. We'll just rely on our live show and the album as it is. And you know, they were right.
Yeah, it really, really still to this day surprises me that they didn't do some kind of video for one of those songs. But yeah, the strength of the tour and Live Without a Net. I remember like the video channel up here, Much Music, that's what they play from 5150. They were playing Best of Both Worlds live, Love Walks In live. And, you know, those were big songs that summer. Yeah.
They cut up a lot of the live home video, Live Without a Net, and made them into videos, but it was it was just the home video.
Yeah,
you know? Although there was a video for Dreams, if you remember, it featured the Blue Angels.
Yep.
That was out at the time. And I remember when I was in school, I remember what is that? That's the Navy?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it was Top Gun. It was like during the same time as Top Gun. So
yeah. I remember a recruiter came to our school, and they're talking about, you know, joining, and they put that video on to show the class. And I remember I was sitting, you know, in class, and I was like the only one who knew the song on the video. I'm watching that thinking, wow, this is amazing. I'm in school. Remember, this is before iPhones.
And then Johnny enlisted.
Yeah.
He was the only one that enlisted. Because of Van Halen.
Yeah, you know. And then of course, you know, this would have been during, you know, those same years when there was the war in the early 90s, you know. Those guys, they were flying into battle listening to Van Halen.
Yeah, I remember
they were
during the whole press release for Unlawful Carnal.
Unlawful Carnal 4.
If you watch all the press junket stuff, they did so much press for that record, and they talk about in every one of them, they talk about how how these fighter pilots were listening to to Van Halen before they would go in, and then country on the way out or something. And,
Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean, Caleb, I mean, we cruise down these freeways, cranking Van Halen, and it's
right, shooting people, and yeah, how I feel.
Yeah, it is. I just thought about it the other day myself. It's funny you mentioned the Top Gun because it was on TV a few nights ago and I was watching it and I said, yeah, if the timing was right, I mean, Dreams should have been in that video or movie. Yeah, if the timing had been a bit earlier, I bet it probably would have been on there with, yeah, what was the big song? Highway Through the Danger Zone? Danger Zone. Kenny Loggins? Yeah.
And then the instrumental by Steve Stevens, right?
Yeah.
Oh, for the longest time on YouTube, kids thought that Steve Stevens Top Gun theme was Van Halen. For the longest time, everybody's like, Top Gun theme. I can't say gun on here. Top Gun, I'm saying it, theme by Eddie Van Halen. For the longest time on YouTube, since YouTube started. And you look at the comment section of those videos, and it's like, that's not Eddie? Yeah, it is. No, it's not. Shut up.
Great tune. great melodies in that song. So
mm-hmm.
he did a great job.
Yeah, that movie had hits. It had Berlin, I think. Was that?
Yeah. Take My Breath Away.
Yeah.
I'm sure they Eddie, it would be logical, alternative for them to go find Steve Stevens afterwards and get him to do it. But I'm sure the original choice would have been Eddie Van Halen to do that music. So who knows? Mm-hmm. I mean, he was doing soundtrack stuff at the time. So
yeah. Hey, Johnny, did you send Jay the link to this? Because I think he wants to jump in, but I guess he still has company and he can't. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe if he has a link, it'll make it easier for him to go in the closet.
Yeah. Right.
Here, let me.
Yeah. That's funny.
He'll light a little candle in the closet.
Because the thing is, nobody knew who Steve, unless kids, they don't know who Steve Stevens is. They know who Satriani is. They know who Van Halen is.
In fact, there's that 1987 NAMM jam. Where Eddie plays with Steve Stevens. They play Superstition.
Yeah.
And where Eddie's got the short hair and the tails, and he's wearing a black wife beater, and that was where I had that All Access pass to the NAMM jam, and I was there for the sound check because I knew a guy who was playing with Elliot Easton in that part of the jam. So I was on the side of the stage for the sound check to that, and there then walks up Z Clark with a tweed guitar case, and I was just like, "Oh my god!" And he laid that thing down and opened it up, and there she was. So, this close. So I'll never forget that. You're looking at it and you're like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Cool.
Wow.
It being 5150, obviously. But to actually see it in a case, that close. And it's not a copy or you're just like your mind's trying to wrap your mind, your eyes are trying to wrap your mind around it. That is the actual guitar. And it doesn't compute. When you're thinking about it all day, every day for 4 years, and then there she is. It's pretty insane. So.
Wow.
Do you guys remember your graduation songs from high school? Because we had two songs. We had Dreams by Van Halen. This is 1989.
I never graduated, man.
Sorry, man. We had two songs. There was Dreams from 1986, and then we graduated in 89. But also The Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me, and that was in the Breakfast Club. What's that? 85? Probably 1985. Probably.
Yeah.
I just saw that movie probably just a few years ago. I finally saw that.
Yeah,
Really?
no one in my school liked Van Halen. You know,
Huh.
like, I went to this huge high school, and nobody liked it. It wasn't cool. You know, it wasn't cool. It was I went, you know, to a high school by the beach here in Los Angeles. And everybody was just too cool for that. You know, the Van Halen was valley music. You know,
Huh.
it was that
Mhm.
people in the valley. You know, Heshers and, you know, with Firebirds and, you know, you know, it was just wasn't really for the cool people. You know,
So what were people listening to, Caleb, at that time?
they were like listening to, you know, like the Smiths and
Oh, okay.
and you know, all this kind of new wave stuff. And
Yeah, because like for me, just visually, the Smiths and the Cure and that they wear a lot of black, and that surprises me considering you're in sunny California
yeah,
that people would be listening to that. Because right off the bat, I'm thinking, okay, the people are still listening to the Beach Boys like 30 years later, but they're not.
no, there was all this. You know, we have a station in Southern California called K-Rock, KROQ, and it's basically the first new wave station, and you know, their format was expanded throughout the nation, you know, at some point, but they were the first ones to really do this mix of new wave and of what eventually became alternative, but you know, it just was different, and everybody I went to school with was into that stuff, and they weren't into this guitar rock, you know, Van Halen stuff. I was literally the only one. Like, they made fun of me. They walked by me in school, you know, doing the, you know, all my friends would do that, you know. And, you know.
So me, I'll let you guys know, I had a cassette tape I made of Live Without a Net. So, you know, you'd connect it to the VCR and then to my cassette player. So I had a tape of Live Without a Net, and I'd take it to parties. And then at some point during the night, I just go to the cassette player at the party and put in Live Without a Net. And I could always pick out the guys who were into it. And then I sort of befriend those guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of the same with me. You know, I was, you know, I was in the, well, I was considered a stoner, I guess is what they call you, even though I didn't do drugs.
Huh.
You know, I didn't drink, I didn't do anything. I smoked, you know, but you know, I had the long hair and the pants with the holes all over them, and you know, and the Van Halen shirt, of course. You know, but I remember being one of the few in school that was a Van Halen fan. You know?
Yeah. I mean, things like, you know, it didn't help my case because this was my license plate going in high school right here.
Thumbnail.
Oh, yeah. Hammer on.
So there you go, folks. I think I was upset.
Man.
You had to give that plate up at some point.
Man.
What happened?
Oh yeah,
Caleb.
yeah.
You should send that to him, man, because you know he's got that section in the studio with all those license plates.
Yeah, I don't, you know, I would. I kind of, you know, I'm very sentimental. Like, I can't get rid of old T-shirts, you know. Like,
Oh yeah.
my wife constantly says, you know, you got to do a T-shirt cleaning, you know, cleanse, you know, because I don't know, I just can't lose shirts. I like that shirt means something because it was then, and you know, like,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I know. Yeah, my shirts end up getting holes in them and stuff, and I end up having to throw clothes away.
It's gold. Like, I'll have to like take a moment when I'm actually throwing away a shirt that means something to me, like where I like to say a prayer, you know, like like this is it for us, you know. It's been real.
I'll buy you again, just 2 sizes larger.
On my first car, a Honda Civic station wagon,
Nice.
1980 Honda Civic station wagon that I got in 1987.
So that expires what, 1990? So you had that a few years.
I had that 3 years on a car, and I totaled the car, and then that was that.
You had an accident?
Yeah, I rear-ended somebody. I was
Oh,
looking at a doorway of a club. Did the old like
the whiskey.
no, it wasn't that glamorous, but I ran into a lawyer. It was great. The first time I ever saw like an accident kit, you know, that got a look, you know, like, oh, this is my accident kit. And all I'm thinking is, this is going to cost me money. So.
Before I forget, guys, I did go to the vault. This book's called The Mighty Van Halen by Buzz Morrison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had like 5 of those
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah. There's some cool shots in this, and lots of stories. There's that one, and there's this one here. Van Halen Jumping for the Dollar by John Shearlaw. Have you ever seen that one before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had that one too.
There you go.
That's a good one.
Yeah, lots of it's mostly black and white photos, but lots of stories. Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Wow. Speaking of rear-ending, yeah, the only times I've ever rear-ended, can I talk? Rear-ended people, I always got out of it. You know,
Really?
like oh, magically there's no damage. You know.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean,
Same thing happened to me though one time driving.
You know right away because it's your fault right away. So that's the thing. Oh, I rear-ended somebody. It's my fault. So.
Oh yeah, I did the same thing, man. Driving down the street, looking over this way. Oh.
Yeah, and Fender Guru, it was a chick probably in the doorway of a club. That's what I was.
I rear-ended some people on the freeway one time.
Oh.
I let them in. They got on the freeway. We were driving. All of a sudden, I tapped them by accident, and I'm like, oh crap! And I tried to get out of there, and they chased me down, and they caught me.
Oh no!
And I'm like, oh, I didn't. What? But yeah, I have a friend though. Well, I haven't seen the guy in years. I don't know, but I knew somebody that he was always like just crashing his cars. Like he would get in an accident and just run off. So he always had new cars all the time because he was always.
I don't want to jinx myself, but that's the last accident I was at fault in.
Huh.
So it really affected me. That's 28 years. That's crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
I'll probably crash tomorrow.
Yeah. No, I'm an awesome driver, you guys.
Jay.
Yeah.
I almost drove off the road last week looking at some chick's butt cheeks. I don't know how many car accidents yoga pants have caused. Yeah. Totally. It's ridiculous.
Sorry, Jeannie.
You gotta be careful. Good night, Zach.
Zach Thong.
Zach.
Thanks, buddy.
Good night, man.
And don't forget to chime in. We want the 5 songs that you want Nerd Halen to play. David Lee Roth, Van Halen. We're making a list.
We're making a list. Listen to his voice.
I was dedicated tonight. I slept 3 hours, set my alarm, got up, I ate, and I'm here.
Wow.
The computer worked.
Yeah.
What did you eat?
Sounded like some Star Wars character from the cantina.
He doesn't.
Mad Dog just bought a nice Ovation electric acoustic today. Cool, Mad Dog.
Yes, that's right, Amanda. And it will never end.
No, it won't.
Those accidents will still be caused in the future.
Yes.
As long as there are women.
Yes.
There will
Just
be
like
accidents.
just like when there was cavemen falling out of caves.
Well,
Even-
I wonder if that is true, and if how many of those accidents, if both cars that hit, if one guy hit his brakes because he's looking, the other guy hit him because he was looking too.
Yep.
You know?
Crazy. Anyway, yeah, the little green Honda with this license plate was pretty fun. A lot of stories.
Did you get? I'm sure you got a lot of questions about what that means. That plate.
Yeah, a lot of people thought it was like some sort of like deli meat reference or something, you know? Like
Yeah, but like the Burger King. What was the Burger King had a ham sandwich in the 80s or the 70s? What was that thing called? John Biel.
The Mama Cass ham sandwich.
The something bow. The ham bow?
Oh god,
Was it? Does anybody remember a Burger King ham bow or something?
maybe.
Or Yumbo or Jumbo? It was some sort of something.
Johnny, you need your own like drive-through show, like just talking about food.
Yeah. I know. Actually, yeah, Nesdal and I, we were talking earlier when we were live.
How many hours have you spent in a drive-through? It's probably like a couple of years of time.
Yeah. Yeah. I was never into food. My entire life, I was like, I would eat just to be done, you know, like a meal. I got to eat real quick because I'm doing something else, you know. I look forward to eating, which I never used to, which I guess is kind of dangerous, you know.
Nice. So I guess we Jay Hannon couldn't get in here.
It was called the Yumbo.
Yumbo.
The Burger King Yumbo. It was a ham sandwich from Burger King in the 70s or 80s called the Yumbo.
Let's get Amanda in. Amanda, come in.
Yeah.
When was the last time we had a female on this show? Ever?
Jeannie has been on, and Desiree, and then Rob has had a couple on here.
Some of those European blonde girls, yes.
You saw that one.
There was about 5 different girls, I think.
Over at Rob Johnson's house.
Yeah. Faraz is in the house. Hey, Faraz, how's it going, man?
It's called the Ronbo.
Wow.
Faraz.
Yeah.
Hey, good to see you, man. David
Faraz
Ennis?
Faraz has been deciding what paint he's going to use for his 5150 build. I've noticed on Facebook.
Dude, Twin Sunset Orange. Haven't you heard?
Well, that's what I used. But everyone wants the Duplicolor Chevy Red Orange, I think it's called. Yeah.
I got a question for you, Steve.
Hit me.
Because whenever I see someone talking about the 5150 guitar, I just scroll down in the comments just to see where your picture comes up of you like this.
Yeah.
Right? The question, is it the same picture or is it a picture you just took at that
No,
moment?
it's the same picture.
Yep.
It's so funny. It's literally on every
Oh, yeah.
for that guitar. Any question about that guitar? Here's mine.
Yeah.
It's so
Jimmy T asks, is it possible to refurbish a gold Floyd Rose, actually a Edge Pro in the case where the gold is coming off, can I get it chromed?
Interesting.
Um,
Put more gold on it, more brass look.
no, I think he's trying to go the opposite direction. Like he wants to change it from a gold one, and it's starting to wear off to chrome. So can I fully like chrome it? Well, I imagine you could.
You could probably
There's
do dip, something, right? Some sort of dip.
yeah, or even a machine shop, they could probably take off the layer of chrome. I mean, if it's already coming off, chipping off, or fading off. I've done that before to get like a screw, like one of these deals. No, it was up here actually.
I think if you drop the parts in like Coca-Cola for a week, it'll literally, come back stripped down.
Yeah,
that's what's amazing. We all drink Coca-Cola, or maybe all of us, but
no,
they clean machine. They clean machine.
I'm gonna have a sip of rum and Coke right now. Hold on.
That's what they clean machine parts with.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Our bodies. It's crazy.
Oh man, when I was for years and years and years, Mountain Dew, Cherry Coke, Sprite. These teeth, none of them are real. They're
Yeah.
all those years, But yeah, Caleb, he's not kidding. If you want something, back to its original form, put it in a Coke.
Put it in a glass of Coke and leave it for a week.
There you go. Wait, John BL. The result was hammy, cheesy, and delicious. The Yumbo. It's still better than anything similar to what Arby slops out. Oh, is Joe Wentz listening?
Yeah, right. So they had a new Apple iPhone came out like the last week or so. Did you guys get one?
Well, I got the new one like in January. So
oh yeah,
I have the one right before it.
Yep.
They're enticing me just because I think I'd have to put $99 down, and then it'd be $6 less a month for some reason, just to move to the new one.
Oh yeah.
Which is, but I'm not sure that I want the bigger one again, because I had the big phone, and then I went to the 10, which was a smaller phone, and I don't know. It's one of those things like I can't really I can't justify the move around here, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it doesn't seem like there's enough new stuff on it to really do it, But
those bigger phones, they actually look uncomfortable because is it more uncomfortable to be holding those?
Well, I mean, I did have the big phone forever, whatever forever is, 5 years, 4 years or something.
The 6 was it?
Plus, I had the 6 Plus.
The 6 Plus Plus.
Just the 6 Plus.
Oh, bless you.
In fact, I still have it. I still have that old phone, which was, there's not a huge difference, but this one is a little narrower. But I don't know. It's tempting, but I'm like all in that tech stack. I'm like one of those people they market straight to, like, oh, the new one. So when I hung out with Johnny at the NAMM show, I was like, all I'm thinking the whole time is, you still have an iPhone 4?
Yep.
You might be the last person on earth with an iPhone 4.
Yeah. We were doing live videos and everything. And again, David Ennis, thank you so much, man. David Ennis was kind enough to give me a phone.
Yeah, thank you, David.
Oh. Huh?
I'm like, thank you, David Ennis, for doing that.
David, yeah. Incredible,
I
man.
was rocking that for probably like 6 years or something.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as the new iPhone, Steve, yeah, I've seen it. I've gone
Yeah,
to the Apple in Walnut Creek, California. There's a brand new Apple store, which is incredible. And
Oh, cool.
I saw them. I was looking at them and stuff, and they got some cool. I mean, yeah, they're cool.
Steve, do you even have a smartphone?
No, I have something called Alcatel. It's just I need to, because I'm a landlord to like 13 different people. It's all about yeah, I can get phone calls, texts. I can take a photo and send it or receive photos. That's it. I'm not even online on my phone. It's yeah, as soon as I wake up in the morning, it's full on business for like 12 hours till 6 in the morning till 6 at night. So
Think a smartphone would help that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Probably.
Well, the only difference is like watching Johnny live at 5 o'clock when I'm feeding my mom. I could watch the show with my phone to go online, but I'm not even online on my phone. It's strictly phone calls and texts, and yeah, like when you have all these renters, like you got to be ready for plumbing problems, electrical problems, door locks failing. Like it's just business to me, and like stock market stuff.
Maybe you should go with the business phone and then have your smartphone as your pleasure phone, so you can have like two. Because I know a lot of people have two phones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if I was to do it, yeah, I should just amalgamate it all into one phone, I guess.
David Nesdall says good morning, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Morning.
Yeah.
It's like 10:30.
Come on in.
It's 1:30 in the morning Eastern.
He has the link.
Yeah, Dave, you could answer the stripping the brass Floyd down to its chrome self, maybe question.
Yeah. Cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Amanda. Yeah, everything I have falls apart. You know, I'll use something until, you know. Well, let's say these. You know, my beards. I'll keep the beard until they start. Believe it or not, it starts falling apart at some point, and that's when I shave it off. And I'm not kidding either. It's true.
What was the question? The question was someone has a brass Floyd and they want to get it down to its chrome level in the metal, if possible.
The something about the atoms and the
it's already peeling and peeling. So what would be the best way? I suggested just dropping the whole thing in a glass of Coke for a week. I'm sure there's some sort of solvent that you could use.
Nesdall, he says he's not wearing any clothes.
Oh, he's got the hairy sweater on.
Hey, you know, we could use some
we can use some of that content, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many we got?
We got 36 watching.
Yeah, did you see that? It went right to 36.
Yeah, look, Dave, check this out. This is from the late 80s right here.
That actually spells Hamron.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, there is a space, so it's ham-r-on. Ham-r.
Yeah. You got Michael Smith in the house. I think the boat's about to be anchored.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Michael has the link as well.
Nice.
What about Toys R Us? Shouldn't the R be backwards? Would that have made it more
Yeah. Now it's just gone. Toys R Us gone.
Oh, yeah, I know. So, well, you Caleb, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but well, I'll ask you later. I'll ask you later.
What?
I was gonna, what that vanity plate, was that the only time you had that? The where it said that.
That?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the once I totaled that car, I didn't have another car for, I guess, another year or so, and then I bought another used car, like a big old Chrysler New Yorker, which was this huge boat. And I didn't even think to put my stupid plate from high school on it because I graduated from that. I was cool now. So.
What year was the New Yorker, Caleb? Do you remember?
A 67.
Oh, old. Okay.
Just a barge. And I remember we had to have jumper cables with it wherever we went, because like the whole car is all electric, right? It was one of the first like all electric cars as far as, the windows and everything. And it just, the thing broke. I mean, I just wore out the AAA with that car. It was just unbelievable how many times I was stuck on the side of the road with that car. So, but it was beautiful.
Nice.
Like the only like really beautiful classic car I've ever owned. So, and no, I've never had another vanity plate since then, until I got the EVH Forever one for my minivan. So. Well, what happened was they came back with these black and yellow plates just like last couple of years, and it's the California had black and yellow plates like in the 60s, and
Yeah.
whenever you saw an old classic car, you saw these old black with yellow writing plates, and I thought they were very cool, because then it changed to blue and yellow forever.
Yeah.
And then white and blue like in the mid 80s. And that's how it's been ever since. So
I remember when I first moved out here in the early 90s, it was the white with the California in the script.
And this was right before they went to the script. Before that, this was what it was before they went to the script. It was just a simple California.
Yeah. So my plates ever since I've been here has been the script.
Yeah. They still have them. So but the black and yellow was something very cool. So yeah. So when I saw those, I was like, and I get a new car, so I was like, I have to get something cool. So my wife was like, why? Which she says a lot. So there's a lot of why. But,
Okay, Michael Smith says he's going to jump in 15 minutes.
That's the standard. See him in the chat, and then he said, "Let's just know in 15 minutes he'll be here." So what happens in that 15 minutes? Is he like just parked the boat somewhere and he's trying to anchor it?
Yeah, I think I think that's it.
Nice.
the boat. Moor it up.
John BL, I don't know.
There's that
What?
movie. Yeah, that movie that with one of Joaquin Phoenix's first movies. Remember? And with Nicole Kidman, where it's like.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that one. It was called To Die For.
Right, she had an affair with like a student or something. And she ended up taking out her husband, but really she was a huge Van Halen fan, and
Wow.
So, guys, a couple of weeks ago, we asked just all the guys here on the panel, like, what are the 12 songs that have been the most influential to you, like in your life, different artists. So like here, it's a Van Halen channel. Okay, like, what's the one song, right? But so I guess I sort of went chronologically.
Well, I mean, Steve, I mean, it's an everything channel, really, but Van Halen is a big part of it.
Yeah. Anyway, so I guess the first influence on my life was Jim Croce, who unfortunately, we lost him in a helicopter a plane crash in 1973. But this was the first music I ever had. My mom bought it for me. I'm going to say about 1975. So I was probably 4 years old. And one of my favorite songs is called I'll Have to Say I Love You in a Song. So that's a big influence on me, was the Jim Croce and that song.
They should have made a movie about him.
Yeah, there's a cool documentary that his wife has a restaurant in San Diego called Croce's. And they had a son named AJ, and he's a musician. But yeah, I think in San Diego, the restaurant Croce's is still there, and she manages it. Yeah. Yeah. Next song. This is.
Wait,
is.
Can't we comment?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. My mom is a huge fan of Jim Croce as well, and I remember when I was little small kid, hearing those records.
Yep.
Thank
you, Nightbot. Yeah, I definitely that stuff was in my house too. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he's one of the first guys the first artists where other than like Buddy Holly or something, where I think I actually remember hearing the music, liking the music, and then learning that he was dead. So that was shocking to me. So at a young age.
Yeah, because his big hit was Bad Bad Leroy Brown, but he had already passed away before that was even a hit. Because it was recorded and released like the year that he passed away, but the profits from that or whatever weren't realized till after he had passed.
Like that. There's James Dean had a career like that where he had one movie out and then he was dead, and then 2 movies came out afterwards. And only 3 movies ever made. So crazy, like talking about here today, gone later today. So
yeah, I know. And actually, real quick, I see Steve is itching. I remember I used to go to the movies with my family, my mom and parents and stuff, and a lot of times, I don't know if they don't do this anymore these days. I guess you go to the movie theater and now there's stuff already on the screen. Like you go in and it's just like we're watching TV until the movie starts, right?
Commercials and stuff.
But back in like the 80s, you'd walk in and it'd be just drapes, whatever, and you would hear like music, and I remember we were waiting for some movie to start. This is in the 80s. It might have been Ghostbusters 3 or something. And I remember the song was it was a Christopher Cross song.
Sailing?
Yeah, it might have been Sailing.
Oh, a great song.
And I remember for some reason thinking, because of something somebody said, it's like, oh, the guy's dead, So for years I thought, oh yeah, that guy's dead, and then I just happened to really get into the guy and his record, the one with the flamingos on it. And now, well, for the past 15 years I've been a huge fan of his. People send me, how people send me stuff. Somebody sent me one of his guitar picks one time, like years ago, 10 years ago, but for years I thought the guy was dead.
Yeah, he lived in my town, just next town up where I grew up, Pacific Palisades. He lived there for years. I don't know if he still does, but he would go into my wife's restaurant all the time.
Oh wow.
Huh.
Around. Yeah.
Cool.
You'll learn something every show.
Cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's great. I've got his greatest hits. I've got probably everything the guy's done, and being a huge fan of Dudley Moore,
Arthur.
Best that you can do,
I know it's crazy. But it's true.
Yeah, I love that stuff, man. That's one of my favorites. Well, that and 10 is actually my favorite movie of all time.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
My favorites too.
That's
I still cry. I cried during the Novocaine scene. He's trying to talk on the phone.
Oh, that's we were commenting back and forth about that one time.
It's the best.
The part where he's trying to dial out, where the cops come to his house, and he's like
Julie Andrews on the phone, and or he's saying his name like
George Weber.
So good.
They're like, huh? You know? And he was in there, and getting the flight to Mexico, and yeah, that movie, I can watch that movie. I've seen it a million times. I could watch it a million more. I mean, that movie to me never gets old.
Nope.
You know?
Especially when Bo Derek says it's better if I'm on top. Okay, Bo, no problem.
Right? And I think what the best part of that movie is you're watching and you're like thinking like you're getting Bo Derek.
Yeah.
Because you're living through him.
Because if that guy can get her.
Right. So it's like, that this is happening, like it was such a great film.
Oh, here we got John Biel. John Biel's chiming in his Wikipedia. 10 is a 1979 American romantic comedy film written, produced, and directed by Blake Edwards and starring Dudley Moore, Julie Andrews, Robert Webber, and Bo Derek in her first major film appearance. There you go.
Wasn't her first major film appearance though Orca?
Huh.
I think it was some.
She got her leg bit off in Orca. Remember? She had a cast on.
I've never.
Orca bit her leg off, and I remember that scene of Orca swimming away with her bleeding cast.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
I've never seen that, but I know it was. I know she was in some other stuff, but.
Richard Harris is the best. So.
But.
The Cassandra Crossing. You remember that? That was on like Z Channel every other day. Where I learned about the bubonic plague as like a 10-year-old. It was awesome. It's an awesome childhood.
Yeah. Well, hey, Caleb, maybe maybe because the movie 10, I think a lot of that was shot in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Up in the Hollywood Hills. I think Brentwood too, and definitely some Malibu stuff, and
because you see the scene where you see where Julie Andrews is driving on to the what is it? Is it in Malibu?
PCH, yeah.
The PCH, yeah. But I've always every time I go to LA, there's different places I want to visit, and some of those places in 10, that's one of the like the church, like the church where she gets married. I
was right, John Biel.
Yeah, here we go, John Biel. 1977, director Michael Andersen cast Derek in a small role in his horror film Orca, the Killer Whale, in which Derek has her leg bitten off by the title character.
Yes.
Oh.
Scarred for life. Here I am, still scarred.
Is that on YouTube? John, can you post that whole movie in the Discord? Oh, wait, it should have been this. I got to see that.
Yeah.
But no, seriously though, some of those scenes, some of those places in the movie 10, I want to visit someday. Some of those.
That was like me. That was like me when I went to Sri Lanka. We'll get to that song, but I got other songs to get to first. Song number 2. So guys, if you ever watch the movie Rush that came out featuring Jason Patric, Jennifer Jason Leigh, I think. It's a bit of a undercover cops they were.
What is it?
There's a scene with Dwayne Allman. He was like a club owner, and there's a scene of Dwayne Allman. I think he's in a Mercedes or something, and all of a sudden I heard this hammer-ons and this phaser sound, and it sounded like the beginning of Fools, but I had to wait till the end credits, and in the movie it says, we're on the radio, and Dwayne Allman's in the car. It says, we're going to bridge the gap between 1974 and 75. It's like New Year's. So when he said bridge, and then when I watched the rolling credits, the song's actually called Bridge of Sighs by Robin Trower. And Robin Trower was a British blues guitar player. He was considered the white Jimi Hendrix at the time. He was in a band called Procol Harum, Whiter Shade of Pale. He was the guitar player on that. But he has tons of solo stuff. He still tours. But check this album out. And for Nerd Halen, there's a song called, I think, Day of the Eagle that Van Halen used to do in the club days. There's a song called The Fool in Me that's on this that Van Halen also used to do. So I'm saying it. That intro to Fools, that's Bridge of Sighs. That's what he got that hammer on the second fret. So yeah, check out Bridge of Sighs, guys. And that's the title track is called Bridge of Sighs. But there's also a great song called Two Rolling Stoned on here, which is super cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next major influence on my life, this double record by Led Zeppelin, 1975. Yeah, the song's called In My Time of Dying. It's about 11 minutes long. It's like old Delta blues, bit of slide guitar in it, but it's just an epic song. I'd say for me, it's like the first real epic long song I ever had heard at the time. I've always been a big fan of When the Levee Breaks off of the fourth record, just the drum sound. But yeah, check out In My Time of Dying on this one, Physical Graffiti. And you guys will notice this building here. If you ever watch the video for the Rolling Stones Waiting on a Friend,
Yes.
when they're sitting on the steps, this is the same building. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're learning all this crazy stuff.
I love, obviously Kashmir is the best song ever from the band, but
there's also a song that Van Halen used to do. It's called The Rover.
Rover, yes, that's a great riff. But I love, I think 10 Years Gone is one of the greatest Zeppelin songs ever.
Yeah. But certainly something for Nerd Halen could be launched into The Rover, right? Like nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Moving right along, John BL. So I'd say like Billy Joel for me when I was a kid. This is like before Glass Houses. Glass Houses is when he went really pop with It's Still Rock and Roll to Me. And then he went in, and then into the 80s, it was all mainstream sort of stuff with like Uptown Girl, and he's marrying Christy Brinkley. But this stuff, this is like 1977, the Stranger album. There's actually 5 #1 hits on this. And a big influence on me is a song called Scenes from an Italian Restaurant. Is good. There's a song called Just the Way You Are. There's Vienna. There's She's Always a Woman. But yeah, Scenes from an Italian Restaurant was another sort of epic song at the time. Yeah, so I always dug the Billy Joel Stranger album. Yeah,
that's our wedding soundtrack.
Wow, see?
It's 77?
Yes, sir.
Is the guy that we had on with Dave, is he on there on saxophone?
Yeah. Yep.
Sanborn?
No.
What was his name? Quick, somebody. Dave, are you still in here?
Richie Kanata?
Yeah, Kanata. Yeah, when I was in Texas, we had him on.
Yeah, right here. His name's in this. Yeah.
Cool.
Next, when I used to air guitar, this album was huge for me. This is the Ace Frehley solo album. Of course, Kiss in 1978 had released like 4 solo albums, each member. This one sold the most, and the other ones like all sold about half as much. My favorite song on this influence is called Snowblind. It's a great rockin' song. The big hit on this was called New York Groove, but I tend not to.
That was the beginning of the end for him when he outsold Gene and Paul. So that pretty much told them like we have to get rid of him.
Oh.
Yeah. So this, well, he just decided in 1982 to move on, and I have One Day We'll Do It. I have all of Ace Frehley's solo albums. He just released a new one now. He still tours. And yeah, we'll go through my Ace Frehley collection at some point. But yeah, my favorite song is Snowblind. And yeah, check it out, guys. Big influence. I wasn't playing guitar at the time. I was air guitaring with a tennis racket, like 10 years old. But yeah.
What so the 4 Kiss solo records, they were released in 78, you said.
Yes, sir.
What month? Do you think because obviously Kiss knew about Van Halen because Gene Simmons tried getting Van Halen signed to Casablanca or whatever. Do you think they released 4 records? Did they release all those records at one time?
Yes.
Do you think Kiss released 4 records all at once to try to compete with Van Halen's debut? Do you think that had anything to do with that?
I just know that the band members wanted to branch out, and for a marketing scheme was to release 4 solo albums. There is a song off of Kiss's record called Dynasty that had I Was Made for Loving You on it. There's a song called Charisma. And on the song Charisma, there is a couple notes that are tapped. And that was the first time I had ever kind of heard that. So I know that somehow on the song Charisma, which is a Gene Simmons song, that there was some kind of influence from Eddie, because that was around 1980. And of course, the tapping thing had become huge. But yeah, if you guys listen to the song Charisma, the solo, you'll hear near the end of the solo a couple tap notes. And so yeah.
So like some of these.
Yeah, just 2. There's 2.
So like
bend,
this.
There's a bend, a tap, another bend, and a tap. There's just 2, but it sounds like the influence is there. You can hear it.
So
yeah.
it's like
yeah, just 2. A bend, a tap, a bend, a tap. Yeah, that's it.
That's 4. That's 4.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 taps. So bend, tap, bend, tap.
Yeah, that's it. But you think back, okay, 1980, and okay, we're at Women and Children First, and there's Kiss's record Dynasty. And by that time, like after these solo records, then Kiss was chasing trends after that. So they were chasing disco. Donna Summer, Village People, okay, let's do a disco song. Okay, they do a disco song. And then, yeah, then they had an album called The Elder where they were trying to copy Pink Floyd, like have a theme to like a whole theme record, because that's what Pink Floyd had at the time. And then, then the whole Bon Jovi thing hit, like, and then the makeup came off, and then they were sort of chasing the Bon Jovi thing in the mid 80s there.
Mm-hmm.
After Slippery.
Well, they all had they all had Desmond Child. They all did.
Yeah.
At that time. Yeah. Well, Kiss had Desmond before Bon Jovi did,
Lucky.
I Was Made for Loving You was was Desmond. But there was a period in the late 80s where everybody had Desmond Child.
Yeah.
Every hit song out there,
Saved Aerosmith.
Yeah. Yep. Aerosmith. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I would say I've really we got 40 people sitting here. Wow.
You betcha, man. It's the late show. It's Friday night. We just did song 6. I got 6 more to go.
Man. Well, hey, real quick, before you get to that one, hey, that's one of my favorites, man. I was never a huge Kiss fan.
Yep.
Ever. But I would say within the past several years, I've really gotten in. Even though I've seen the band twice. I saw them in 1990 and then in 96 down in Irvine. Flew down, saw them, came back. I've really gotten into the older stuff. And so like those solo albums, whatever's on Spotify, I'll bring up and listen to. And
I think it's interesting that I always liked the song Christine 16 was one of my favorite songs. And then to finally learn that it pretty much was composed by Eddie Van Halen. So how strange is that?
Yeah.
Well, it's
that's really strange. Like it's almost like you can hear something in something and you don't know why you like it, but it's there. So always had a thing for that song. It's really, really strange.
Wow.
Hey,
Well, Have those Gene Simmons, have those vaults, has that kind of died down?
Yes. Yeah.
So when's that stuff? When are we gonna hear? When, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of the openings of the vault, and Kiss has announced what's going to be their end of the road tour, they're calling it, but they had a farewell tour like 17 years ago. Like they'll never stop. And Ace Frehley's touring, and Gene Simmons has a great band. You guys go on YouTube, call up Gene Simmons the last couple of years. He's got a great band. He's got 3 guitar players from Nashville, and they're playing, you talk about deep cuts, well, a lot of Kiss deep cuts. Like I had all the records, right? But yeah, Gene's got these great 3 guitar players, and yeah. Anyway, they announced. Go ahead.
Quick story. Like in '79 or '80, I think it was '79. My brother went to a private school in Santa Monica, and Chastity Bono went there too.
Yeah.
And so my folks were at a parent meeting, parent teacher meeting with the class, and they're sitting in a classroom, and Gene Simmons and Cher are in the class with them. And it's 1979, so just the vibe. And my mom or dad told me when they got back that it was the funniest, the biggest laugh they've ever heard, when one of the other mothers just like out of nowhere goes, "Is your tongue real?" And he stuck it out, and apparently like everyone just freaked out. But
yep.
All right, there you go. There's the Gene Simmons story.
He was dating Cher at the time, yeah. Okay. Next song.
Oh, yeah.
From the Rio album, Duran Duran, 1982. The song Save a Prayer. When I saw that video when I was 11 years old, I said, one day I am going to go, like you guys just talked about, like the movie 10 and going to all the sites. Well, that's what I did in Sri Lanka this past January. Finally, like 36 years later, I went to Sri Lanka and went to all the sites. If you guys watch the video for Save a Prayer by Duran Duran, there's a last scene where all 5 of them are standing there and they sort of look up at this Buddha. Well, yeah, I had my photo taken right in front of that Buddha. And yeah, so obviously Hungry Like the Wolf was the big hit off of this. Again, I don't necessarily like the big hit. There's always another song in there, a nugget that is a big influence on me. But all the songs I'm mentioning here, it's the goosebump factor, right? If it gives me the goosebumps and the hair on my arms is rising, then that's the song for me. So yeah, Save a Prayer was my favorite off of this one. Yeah.
Can you hear this? Is this it? Something like that?
Whoa, just twist the truss rod on that.
Something like that, right?
There you go.
Yeah. Dude, I grew up on that stuff too, man. That's.
Oh, I know. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Caleb, look at this, man.
Yes.
There it is.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
No, that won't ever get old for me. So I have to get new ones. I'm literally running low. I have to pre-order, so I'm going to get a newer, different one. But I'll have to send those out too, obviously.
Next song, guys. So Johnny just watched this the other night, apparently. But yeah, the song "Don't You Forget About."
No. It was like 4 years ago when I saw it.
Okay,
but it was.
So yeah, we
imagine
mentioned
that. Me being 29, it's a long time to not have seen that.
So yeah, the song I can't explain it. It's just the song "Don't You Forget About Me." When I hear that song, the goosebump factor. I'm in high school, and this was one of our grad songs, along with Van Halen "Dreams." But yeah, that song "Don't You Forget About Me." Can't explain it, man. It just gives me the goosebumps and chills every time. So yeah, that would be one of the inspirational songs.
Oh yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah.
If not the only one from, right? I mean, how How many songs did they have? How many hits?
There's a song called "We Are Not Alone" by Carla DeVito. A song called "Didn't I Tell You" by Joyce Kennedy. Yeah, there's a instrumental called "The Reggae" that was sort of popular. Yeah. Next on the list, sorry, Caleb. Yeah, my favorite Van Halen song is "Cabo Wabo." It's not really a contest. I've been down there, traveling there, vacationing there since 1993. Yeah, when I heard this was the first concert I ever went to, Monsters of Rock in Seattle Kingdom, 1988. And I just heard that riff. I know it was based off of Montrose's song called "Make It Last." Well, there's a bit of room in between the riffing, and so that was the inspiration for the song "Cabo Wabo." And obviously, there's a club. Then we saw the opening of the club. Then there's a tequila brand, and yeah. So yeah, still to this day, I get the goosebumps when I hear that song. Can't explain it. It's just yeah, killer solo. I love the outro to the solo. I love the ending of the song, the rhythm to the song at the end, and yeah, it's just still huge to this day for me. Yeah.
I love it too.
There you go.
Well, speaking of we were talking earlier about 5150. The album had no music videos. I mean, really. I mean, it had the Blue Angels video. They had videos from the home video, Live Without a Net. But so the first music video with Sammy Hagar,
"When It's Love,"
would have been, yeah, "When It's Love," which I believe they filmed while on a break from the Monsters of Rock tour. I remember hearing that. You know, and I love that video.
Yeah,
yeah. That video. You know, I went out and got the white, shirt and the maroon shirt. Yeah, I had that same look. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I even did the one where I think For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, where they went to like an MTV Awards night. Remember the one where Howard Stern came out wearing that weird outfit and
Fart Man.
Yeah. Then Van Halen won an award, and Eddie had like blue jeans and he had like a red blazer. I bought a black undershirt. I had that look too. I bought that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that was 92. That was when they won the video of the year for Right Now.
There you go.
Yeah, Mick Jagger handed them the award.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Sammy Hagar was freaking out that Mick Jagger gave him the award. Yeah.
Going, oh my God, that's just Mick Jagger. Okay.
Guys, I know we talk about,
and like, Mick Jagger looks the same today.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I think his big influences were Elvis Presley and Mick Jagger. Those were the big two. So he was super excited that he met Mick Jagger that night. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
next. I know we mostly talk about like rock bands and
Arby's.
Yeah, right. Food. We don't talk about a lot of female artists, but my favorite female singer is Sade. She's had the same band like since her first album. This is her third record called Stronger Than Pride. Her first record, you guys all know Smooth Operator probably, and Your Love Is King. That's a great song. But yeah, for me, female singer, she's my favorite female singer. And there's a song on this one called Keep Looking. That's always been an inspiring song to me. So female, this is my female entry, is always Sade. She's awesome.
Can you say that?
What I say?
Yeah, Steve, I wish I would have known that, man, because I was up in what town was that? Up near Walnut Creek a couple weeks ago or whatever, and there was a band they were playing. It was a car show.
Oh, wow.
And they're like, hey, so and so just got here, she's gonna come up and sing some songs, and it was a local friend of theirs, singer or whatever, but she jumped up on stage and they did Smooth Operator. That's what they did.
Oh wow.
and I filmed part of it.
Yeah.
Actually, and I was going to post it on Instagram or something, and then it was a couple weeks later, and I'm like, nah, I just deleted this. So I wish I would have known, man. I would have kept the video and showed it to you, man. But...
Yeah, because so the intro to her was in high school. Like every Friday and Saturday night, grade 11 and 12, senior high, I worked at a restaurant, high-end restaurant. I was a busboy, big tips. But, so that gives you an idea of my high school weekends. I was working at night. I had a car and had to keep it running. So me and a buddy, singer buddy, I played guitar, he sang. But yeah, when the waiters would leave at the end of the night, like 2 a.m, when the restaurant would shut down, they'd go off downtown and party. And we were just young guys, 16, 17. That's the music tape that would go in, was Sade's first record that had Smooth Operator on it. So that was kind of my intro to her. So whenever I think of her, I also think of that restaurant that I worked at. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool, man. I mean, that's the thing with a lot of these albums from 30 years ago, is you remember, you hear those songs and you remember there's certain memories you have of when you first heard the song, or if you would listen, like you were saying, if you would listen to the one song, like every time you did something, every time you got in the car after work, that's the song, but man, I can't tell you all the memories I have of Cabo Wabo, the song.
Oh yeah.
Of all the years of friends that have played me the song, or you walk in a room and there's a song and something happens and you remember.
Oh yeah.
So every time you hear a song, there's just so many memories.
Yeah.
That you think of, or I do anyway. But enough of that.
Yeah. The next song, guys, this is the band Tesla. This album came out probably 1991. Of course, most people know Tesla from the 5-man acoustical jam that they put out around 90. That was kind of like one of the first sort of unplugs, but not really officially an unplugged. I learned all those songs, but when they released this, Psychotic Supper, it's called. There's a song on here called Freedom Slaves. It talks about like all young, like 18-year-old U.S. kids that get sent off to war, like part of the draft without really a choice, really. I know there's draft dodgers and stuff like that, but the song Freedom Slaves off of this, it talks all about that. And I used to watch a lot of war movies like Platoon and stuff when in the 80s and that. And so I have a bit of attachment to watching that stuff. But yeah, it's super sad for me that like sometimes back then when kids, you didn't almost have a choice. Like you're going off to war for some political reason. I know we don't talk about politics a lot on here, but yeah, it's super sad for me to see young kids go off to war without a choice. So that's what Freedom Slaves, the song, is about. So check it out.
Yeah. I know, man.
Yeah. So I'm about a 2.5-hour boat ride from Seattle. So obviously the grunge era came around. This is from about 1992, I think. Alice in Chains record, Dirt, it's called. I've had a lot of family loss in my life, and a potential wife when I was 28. Victoria was her name. I knew her half my life from 14 to 28. She got pancreatic cancer, and I lost her to cancer. But there's a song on this called Down in a Hole. And I don't know, still the goosebump factor when I hear it. It's a sort of a I don't want to say depressive song, because it actually inspires me when I hear it. But yeah, that's the song on this that really hit me hard at the time, thinking about family loss. And I lost my dad 7 years ago. So yeah, sometimes you can listen to certain kind of music that it turns you around. You might be down and out and can't believe what's going on in your life, but sometimes a certain song, you listen to it and it can actually turn you around. So that song sort of does it for me. Here's this is actually the CD single. I had to get it. That's the Down in the Hole CD single to that one. Yeah. Anyway, that's just me sharing some of the music that means something to me. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. Where's is that boat anchored yet? Been like
Well,
a half-
he's cracking the whip in the chat room. I see that.
Oh yeah.
Michael, you got the link, right?
I want a real estate update. I need to know if he found a house yet.
Thank you, Nightbot. Yeah, everybody subscribe right now.
Yeah.
There he is. There he is. Thank you, Nightbot. Yeah, everybody subscribe right now. That's right, Johnny. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you.
Hey there, everybody.
Hey, Michael.
What's up?
How you doing? Sorry about that. I had a. Well, Johnny just said it.
Oh, it was perfect. It was the perfect replay. Nothing better than that.
Well, you think I know by now, right? I had to take care of one of those dudes in the chat room there.
Actually, we tried to get him on video tonight. Actually,
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
We tried to get him in here. Yeah. One of these days, Douglas. One of these days, you'll be on here with us. So.
So how's everybody doing, man?
What's new, Michael Smith?
Oh, not much. Same stuff. Just busy. I do have
An unboxing?
yeah, an unboxing.
Yes.
Now, it's a mystery.
That's
That must be Caleb.
Captain.
That's your address
That is.
on the internet forever.
Yeah.
And that was stupid. But
Give Caleb a minute here.
it's all right.
I was saying, this is happening.
It's a concealed carry date, so if I don't know you'll be
Well, they don't know which
carried out in a box.
they don't know which berth in the marina you were in, so it's okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Actually, I'm this close to buying a house right now.
Oh, good.
Oh, you found something.
We'll have to put that address on next week.
Oh God.
What stage? Hey, Michael, with the house, what stage are you at? Are you like? Is it locked? Is it locked down?
No, it's kind of like I'm close right now. It's kind of like in a mini bidding war, if you will.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see. Okay.
So you like the house, and your wife likes the house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it close to where you are now?
Very close.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Had you seen the house before?
Actually, this was up at one point, and then they pulled it down because the market's got it's cooled down a lot, right? I mean, yeah. Actually, I think year to date, it came out from the Realtor Association. It's down 1.8%. Doesn't sound like a lot, but as hot as the market was, that means something. And the Fed just raised the rate again, which I think that the Fed is another issue. But they just raised the rate again, so that's going to raise everybody's credit cards and credit card rate and mortgages and stuff like that. If you're looking for a new mortgage, I'm lucky that literally the day that they raised it, I locked into my old rate again for looking. So,
oh yeah,
that helps me. But all that stuff brings the price of the house down, right? I mean, all the houses, because it costs more money to borrow. So, yeah, but I'm getting close. I'm gonna just plug my computer in right now because it's telling me it's gonna die. So how's everything else? What was the question for last week? It
was the top 3 favorite singers, and the winner was Robert.
Top 3 favorites: Roth, Hagar, Sharon. Thank you.
There you go.
Mitch Malloy was fourth.
Oh,
Yeah. Robert Plant had the most votes. Sorry, and then Hagar, Mick Jagger, and David Coverdale tied for second.
So Plant won, huh, Robert? Nice.
Yeah. And then this week's Michael is what 5 songs do you want Nerd Halen to play? Like the early David Lee Roth stuff. What 5 songs? Yeah.
Great question. Like it.
Yeah.
Has anybody in the chat room answered that one?
There's a couple people chimed in, but yeah, there's also like I'm more interested in the other angle because Caleb is like doing some Christmas song that's going to be Van Halenized, and then there's also Michael, like before Van Halen, like before the first record came out, but they were like a cover band, right? So they did some great cover songs, and so I think Caleb with his band Nerd Halen are gonna sort of pick away at some of the good cool cover songs that they used to do in the club days, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, probably.
Good night, Jay.
Night, Jay.
Good night, Jay.
Yeah.
Beh. Beh. Beh.
I just want to do songs that would be like kind of what if they did this one?
Oh yeah.
What would it sound like?
Like as soon as we talked about it tonight, like the physical graffiti, like the Rover, like if you did like 4 or 5 Halen songs and all of a sudden you launch into the Rover for a few minutes, that'd be cool, man. Yeah. That's like for me, like seeing Van Halen, I know it's Sammy Hagar, but when they did the opening night of the Cabo Wabo 1990, and then they played there again in 92, like they remember opening night, they did like Dazed and Confused, and they did the second time they were there, they did Satisfaction by the Stones, they did Mississippi Queen, and yeah, so yeah, pretty cool cover stuff you can do.
Cool, man.
Yeah. So Michael, what guitar have you been playing lately?
Actually, the new
Star?
Yeah.
That is it's killer.
It's Star Guitar's killer, man. Really, it is. I tell you, it's and actually Dave Nesdall, I asked him about it. The guitar, it resonates. It really does, right? And it has the notes are already very articulate. They come out. You can hear them, especially when you like hit a chord, right? And Dave said that's because of the one pickup. You don't have 2 pickups kind of like, it's magnetic, right? It's all magnetics. You don't have 2 pickups kind of fighting for the same signal. So with the one pickup mounted, you actually get a stronger signal.
Sure.
And I never thought of that.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
Yeah, that guitar is great, man. I'm so glad that I pulled the trigger on that one.
Yeah. So hey, Caleb, would that guitar have the same pickup that was in? You said you had one that had like a 16 level output. Is that the same that's on that Star guitar? Do you think?
No, I believe that's a Wolfgang pickup. So it's probably like a 14.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I believe. I think it's the same pickup that was in the Circles guitar, which is also a Wolfgang Bridge pickup.
Yeah. Hey, Michael, do you see the chat at all?
Yeah, I gotta get another computer. I missed. Is there a question for me?
Yeah, Soda Pop's got a question for you.
All right, let me see. Oh, thanks for asking, Soda Pop. He's hanging in there. That's why when I say 15 minutes, it always goes a lot longer. But I need to take care of him, right? The whole thing is trying to get him to eat, and you got to make it into a game. Probably sound like a broken record. I say it all the time, Mom. But you got to make it into a game to try and get him to just to eat because of the disease that he has. The kidney failure. Took him to the vet today for every other day. We bring him in there for fluids that helps clean the kidneys out, and he lost another 0.2 pounds. So he's under 30 pounds now. So he's lost 4 pounds in the last. Actually, not bad when we think about the last month. But the thing that's concerning is he's not putting weight on anymore. But But it's all good, man. As of yesterday, I think it was 13 weeks. They're coming together. 13 or 14 weeks when the vet gave him 2. So it's thank you for asking. Things are good. He's happy. You know, he's in no pain, and that's all we can ask for. And we're just going to keep chugging along until, you know, until it's his time. So yeah. But he's doing good, man. You'd never know if it wasn't for the eating pattern, right? He's normal, man. He runs around, he's playing. I mean, man, he's doing good. And
Cool.
he'll make a cameo later on, as a matter of fact. You know, he's going to make a cameo.
Awesome. Awesome. Man.
You might have to take over for me. I'm running out.
I teach him a couple of licks then.
Yeah.
Again, thanks for asking, everybody. It means a lot.
Yeah. We've got 37 watching. We got 30 thumbs ups. Thanks, everybody. It's 11:20 Pacific. And Michael, what are you at? You're at 12:20, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hour behind. Yep.
We have none of our East Coast friends with us right now. Yeah,
that's a good question. You're West Coast. Why are you dragging ass for, Caleb? Come on now.
Oh, I
You're
got
an hour behind me.
5-year-old, man. I got a 5-year-old.
Good answer.
So is he in grade 1?
What's that?
Is he in grade 1, Caleb? Your 5-year-old?
Grade 1, by the way, is Canadian for first grade. No, not yet.
Okay, so is it kindergarten? We call it kindergarten.
No, he's a week after the date, so he's still pre-K.
Oh, okay.
He just had his 5th birthday, so he didn't make it into kindergarten by a week, which is good. I kind of want him to be the big fish. So
Yeah.
So at 5 years old, he must be ruling the roost right now, right?
Oh, he's ruled the roost for 5 years, yeah. And will be for several more. Yeah.
Awesome. He's a cute kid, man.
Thank you.
No.
He gets away with murder because of that. So.
Hey, Rosie McPherson, good to see you.
Hi, Rosie.
Wow.
Well, I'll stay on her.
Rosie, yeah. Friend of Larry Mitchell.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. You know, we had Larry Mitchell week. Was that last week?
Yep.
Was it? Right.
Yep.
And now Larry's getting ready to do his jamming with Steve Vai.
Cool.
I guess, which is what, this weekend?
Starts
That's the marathon?
going on now.
That's going to be at Nesdol's. Nice.
Uh-huh.
Is that going to be at Nesdol's house also? I missed him by a week, man.
Oh, yeah. Although, Michael, we met Larry at NAMM.
Yep.
Well, it's weird to say this year, but technically it is this year. But remember we were walking and I saw him.
Spotted him. Yeah.
At the those little
the guitar, the travel guitars.
Travel guitars. The little Strat with like no body. You guys saw I posted a picture of one like before from a Guitar Center. Remember, Michael, we saw Larry talking to those guys.
And we went in and talked to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nice as can be, man. He's such a nice guy, man. Wow. That was cool. One of my all-time favorite. And you saw the photo. I put it up on, I'm not sure if everybody saw it, the photo that Dave actually took that picture. Dave Nesdol sent me a photo signed because when Larry was at the house a couple of weeks ago. Signed,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which is awesome, man. I mean, that was cool because he's one of my all-time favorite guitarists.
Wow. Awesome.
Guy's so melodic. What a guitar player, man. I go watch him all day long. We saw him play when we were at NAMM in the hotel.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. We were hanging out with Sean Silas.
Yep.
and I think his sister. I think, right?
Yep, his sister. Yep.
Right. And then as we were leaving, we ran into Philip McKnight.
Yep. We talked to Philip McKnight on the way out.
Remember that?
Yep.
I missed that.
Mhm.
Good night, John BL.
Good night, John.
John.
That's a real. I mean, 2:30 is different than 11:30.
Well, Caleb, you were there the first 2 nights in NAMM because you were busy the next 2 days.
Yes.
I'm mistaken. Yeah.
It wasn't that I was busy. I just couldn't justify
The madness.
going back down there. Driving 46 miles.
How long of a drive is it for you?
It depends on what time of day. But,
Right.
Yeah.
But it's 46 miles.
It's 40. Oh, wow. In LA, that could be forever.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to get 4 straight days doing my own thing around here, not gonna happen.
Oh, I remember you had to.
I was lucky. I was lucky. I got 2.
You were lucky that because you were there before before I was there, you were there, right? And then
I was there Thursday and Friday.
Thursday and when did I get there?
Friday, right? Friday morning.
I don't know.
Thursday, I picked you up. Wasn't it Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. Because I got there Wednesday. I got there ahead of time, and I got my pass on Wednesday, and I picked you up the next day at the airport.
You picked me up.
We hung out for 2 days.
Yeah, but I remember Caleb. I remember you had to fight to get that second day. Like we hung out that first day, and you're like, maybe I can come back, maybe, and then you were back. And actually, Caleb,
The second day was at the Van Halen booth, right?
yeah. Actually, I want to ask you this on here. I'll wait till another time. I want to ask you something. There's something I noticed. Something I noticed. We might have a mutual friend or something. Maybe.
Oh.
I don't know how I saw this. Somehow. Oh, whoops. Yeah. I'll text you. I've got the guy's card here.
Yeah.
From a year ago.
My interest.
And I won't say anything on here. I mean, it's no big deal, but it makes me wonder. It's cool. It's just another what do you call it? Small world. That's what it is.
For sure. Text me.
I'll do that right now. Actually, if I my phone is charging. I don't know if you can see. It's right there. And Michael Smith, thank you so much, man. You sent me that tripod.
Yeah.
Like a long time ago. I use that thing every day, man.
Cool, man.
Every day, man. I'm using that.
Awesome. Talk about that Kramer, man. That looks killer.
Oh, that's just for show. I can't play, man. Absolutely killer. Huh? Mad Dog says, when I go to NAMM, my first stop is In-N-Out Burger, then the guitars. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Gotta get the burgers. Michael Smith, tell them. When first we went to that wing stop, we went to like a wing stop or something, and it was like, I don't know how long the wait was, right?
Yeah, but
I told you, I told you guys, hey, In-N-Out.
the In-N-Out was ridiculous with that line for the drive-through. I couldn't believe the line for that thing. That was crazy. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, this stuff better be good, because that line was ridiculous. And it was at a shopping mall somewhere, and it literally like kind of snaked almost outside of the mall. I was like, really? What's a freaking gold mine? Like, I took video in there. It's up on the what did I put it on? the Dropbox that you guys have access to,
Mhm.
and you got to see the guys in the background. It's like orchestrated chaos in the kitchen area where they're cooking the stuff, because there's so many orders coming in and out. There's like freaking 30 people back there just making burgers and stuff.
Oh, well, that's why it's called In and Out, because it's nonstop. But yeah, I'm thinking, I actually we counted the number of cars in the drive-through, and it was like 50 cars.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, my
Not
God.
joking. Not joking.
No
Not
joke.
joking. There was 50 cars in the drive-through.
And that the 50 car count was when we were leaving, because when we first came there, there was like 30 or something, and I was like, "That's crazy." Then we're walking out, and I'm like, "Are you for real? Why is it? It actually got longer? Really?
Yeah.
Upwards of 50 cars."
Mhm.
It's
Oh yeah, In and Out, every location. It's especially at dinner time. Yeah, it's crazy.
and they're good. I got to say they're really good, man. I can see why there's a line.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be hitting that in January.
Yeah.
Speaking of dinner time, I can hear my cat outside meowing, meaning she has something for me on the doorstep.
She's gonna
A rat or a mouse?
Yeah, she's got something. There's something out there that she brought for me.
all
She's
proud.
doing that. There's a certain meow that probably all cats do that, but yeah, I hear it.
Nice.
How does Howie get along with the cats? No problem.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah. He tolerates, he lets them sniff them. It was funny. The other day, Howie went outside to use the room, number one. Okay. As he does his position, all of a sudden the Buttons, the cat, comes out of nowhere and walks right underneath him as he's doing number one.
Oh.
Although I don't think he sprayed her. I don't think Buttons got the golden shower, I guess it's called. Can I say that on here, Steve? Is it late enough?
Yeah.
Golden shower.
I think Putin has a video of that.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But anyway, it was funny to see the cat walking under the dog right as he's about to do his business. And yeah, they love each other. It's so because Howie, he's how is he 15?
15, you said.
He's 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, his whole life he's never liked cats. He loves small dogs, loves them. He used to like big dogs until he was attacked several times. He's had surgeries over the years, many surgeries.
Oh, you told me that story. One of those stories. I can't believe what that poor thing went through. Man, oh man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He was eaten up by a Rottweiler, or something at one point, and yeah, Howie almost died a couple times.
Well, Glory just walks down. She goes, "Did I just hear golden showers and pooping?"
It's like, Michael, what are you watching down here?
Exactly. I'm not watching that.
Yeah, better to hear it than see it.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah. But anyway, Howie the Dalmatian on Facebook. Howie the Dalmatian, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Check him out. His whole life he's never been into cats. But yeah, he tolerates Buttons the cat. She loves him. I can't believe how much she loves him.
How old's Buttons?
She's at least 10.
Okay.
At least. I mean, she came with the house. She came with the place.
So Howie's known her for a long time then.
Oh, we've only been here like 3 years.
Oh, 3. Okay.
Yeah. She came with the place. She lives outside.
They go way back.
Yeah.
We go
Yeah.
in dog and cat years. It's 21 years they've known each other.
Yeah. But every time he goes outside to use the room, she comes out of nowhere, rolls around, you know, does her thing, you know, at his face, and
You're in luck.
you know. And I just noticed, man, you're wearing a Joe Wentz
Yes.
hoodie, man.
Yep.
There it is.
Joe Wentz Project. Look him up. Look him up, everybody. You don't know him. Oh, speaking of Howie and you, earlier today I was messing around on the internet, of course, and I came across your video saying I'm the real Johnny Beane.
Yeah.
Like 6 years ago, I think it was.
It was a while ago. Yeah,
Yep.
that one.
And you're using a piece of paper saying I'm Johnny Beane and proving it by saying here's Howie.
Yeah, that's how I prove who I am, because everybody knows my dog. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I forget why I did that.
I was
That
gonna
was
ask you, why'd you put that up? Because
it was super late at night.
Videos, like it's not long.
No, it was super late at night, and you're on Twitter. You know Twitter.
Yep.
I think somebody was saying, Johnny, is that really you or something? Some sort of something. And I went and I made a video saying, hey, I'm really me. To prove it, here's Howie.
Protecting your copyright.
You know? Yeah, because Howie on Twitter, he's got, I don't know how many, you know, Howie has more followers than I do, you know?
Isn't that how you got kind of hooked up with, is it Jane, I guess? Yeah. Jane, yeah, that stuff, right?
Yeah, when I met Edward and Janie, yeah. I said to Janie, I said, hey, I'm Howie's dad, Howie the Dalmatian. She's like, oh, she knew who he was. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
You inspire her to put like a Cody page on Facebook, maybe?
I don't know, but Howie's been featured on that page.
That's possible, Caleb, right?
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Scroll down on Cody Van Halen's page, and you'll find Howie's posts. Yeah. Yeah.
I had a weird thing a few weeks ago when I posted a rehearsal video. I had someone out of nowhere. The internet's crazy. This dude took the whole pretty much intro to Little Guitars that we did, and we just do like the first verse or the first bar in the verse, and before it cuts out, this guy looped that part and then sang over it and sent me the audio
Mm-hmm.
in my Facebook mailbox and was like, "What do you think, dude?" Like, and I was like, "I don't like it." Like, yeah, I put it on Cody's page, and I was like, "Please take it down now. Please take it down now." I think I ended up like blocking the dude or something, but it was just so like it was one of those like the internet is frightening sometimes kind of moments, you know, like you never know what you're gonna get, and oh, it was frightening. But anyway, I think I sent Janie a message on Twitter like saying, "I'm sorry about that, and if you could delete that, please do that for me, because that's obviously not my intention to spam her page with, or I'm not connected to that guy, you know, like that's not, we didn't do a thing, you know."
Mm-hmm.
So,
oh, dude, you don't even. Well, I'm sure you do know, but yeah.
Oh, I know.
Because of the internet, it's insanity. The messages and posts that people get, you know, and especially with, you know, you're married to the greatest guitar player ever. You're gonna get some weird messages from
Yes, you are.
who knows who, you know.
Especially if you're active like she is, so you know, like she's out there, so she sees it every day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
yeah. Are you okay, Steve? Are you?
Yeah. Just hanging out. We got Michael Smith back.
Hanging out.
There he is. I just loved it last week when John BL threw, like, he had Jaws playing in the back.
Yeah.
And then Michael showed up.
Oh, that was awesome.
100 men went into the water.
What a great movie that is. You know, I watched that on the plane back from New York, and I could watch that movie over and over and over again.
Oh, it's one of those movies where if you're flipping channels,
Yeah.
you're like, oh man, bummer. Like I'm stuck.
Yep.
Exactly. You're not changing.
Rob Anchor on this channel.
Yeah.
There's that one, and for me, yeah, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. If that's on, I'm not leaving. I'm watching that.
I'd say, yeah, the
Raiders-
Two Godfathers, you know, Goodfellas, those kind of movies. Like
Fellas, exactly. I was just gonna say that.
we're done.
Yeah, I think Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm not going anywhere. Probably Ace Ventura. I still laugh my head off at that show.
What's your favorite all-time movie? That's a tough question too, man.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yep.
I mean, you can go genre, right? You know, mob or sci-fi, comedy.
Mhm.
Probably a little bit easier, but like your first number one movie, no matter what.
I already kind of answered that already. And I don't know why, but Blake Edwards 10 to me, that's my number one movie.
Really?
Do you know that one?
Yeah, I know it. Yeah.
Yeah. I can watch. I've seen that movie 100. I've seen it 100 times. I can watch that movie. I have it on DVD somewhere. I've moved several times since I've owned it, so I don't know what DVD is, but I have it on iTunes. You know.
I'm Joe Weber. I'm Joe Weber. I'm Joe Weber.
And the cop's like, you shouldn't drink with these pills. Oh, he's like, oh, you could have fooled me.
Right? He was so good as a drunk in that movie that he had to play drunks in the next 5 movies.
Stereo cast.
Yeah, I love him, man. Yeah, to me, Dudley Moore. Yeah, yeah, and 10 being about a songwriter, you know, piano,
Yeah.
all that stuff. Yeah, to me, I don't care what it is. That's my favorite movie ever.
Cool.
Oh, Caleb, by the way, I'm sure you've heard about it, but it's going to be a 1 game. Yeah, I get it, but we clinched the wild card home field advantage today.
Yes, and I tell you, I got a problem. I have a problem with the whole champagne locker room celebration for a 1-game playoff.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
I get it.
How about win that 1-game playoff and then do the champagne celebration? Because if you're, I mean, making it the postseason is making it the postseason, but for 1 game, I mean, it's over.
Yeah.
Party like it's, the World Series.
I guess they party like that because like so hard, obviously, to make the playoffs, even with the wild card in, right? But
it's a 1.
They might not be able to celebrate again. That's kind of, I guess, why they,
I guess so, but it just feels like, because technically there's going to be 5 champagne locker room celebrations if they go all the way. And I mean, how many do you need? Like it just seems to be
a little overkill.
A little more. It just seems it should be business. Like let's not get all excited, guys. We have a bad game and we're gone. There's no.
Yeah.
So I saw that and I was like, oh man, like 1 game.
And I don't like the 1 game premise. I think it should be a 3-game series. But I get it's time and it extends the season even more than it's a long season to begin with.
Yeah, they don't want to play into November.
Yeah.
So.
But well, at least they don't have to go out, to the West Coast. That means, hopefully that means a lot, and we'll see.
Yeah. Well, because hockey, they only really do the champagne once you win the cup. Then they're drinking the champagne. Like that's the quest. in that sport.
So when they get into the playoffs and stuff like that, the locker room, they never celebrate at all on any of the teams, really?
Well, I don't see it. I don't see them breaking open champagne and drinking champagne like through the rounds. I only see like a Stanley Cup final when the cup comes out, then you see them break open the champagne. I don't know, like football, is it not pretty much when it comes down to the Super Bowl? Then they're spilling Gatorade over the coach, and then they're drinking champagne after that.
Yeah, I think in hockey there might be some champagne in the earlier rounds, especially like
really?
Conference final. I think is a
Okay.
big kind of.
Maybe.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of ridiculous. It's ridiculous if you're doing it for one game, like the end of the season, one game. Anyway, that's my opinion. All right, we can go on to the next subject. I'm excited for the Yankees. I don't see them going really deep unless a miracle happens. So,
Well, I mean, Sanchez is, we're turning into a baseball show. Sanchez is hitting. He hit another home run tonight, right? They got the deepest bullpen, right? Happ pitched great tonight. They beat the Red Sox in Fenway, and anything can happen.
no, if they sweep the Red Sox, that'll be in the Red Sox mind if they were able to make it to the Red Sox next week. So,
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's probably the what they're trying to, the message they're trying to send. So
They won today 11-6. Yeah. So, but we'll see.
Yeah.
back to Van Halen. Okay.
But
Thanks.
Johnny, tell me about that Kramer, man.
What, that one?
Yeah, that one.
That's a guitar that was built for David Nesdahl, and he gave it to me as a gift.
Nice. Awesome.
It's an
And-
expensive gift.
Awesome.
Well, it was in parts.
Is there like a thicker clear coat on that guitar than would be on the original? It looks very shiny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It was professionally done.
It seems like a deep clear coat on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why I have it, because it's not correct.
Right.
It was laying on the floor in his closet in parts. Just the body and the neck. He's like, "You want this?" I'm like, sure.
Cool.
And it has the pickup from the Circles guitar that you had, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, it does. Now I gotta take Howie out. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah. So Caleb, do you
Can I follow or?
sorry, hey Caleb, do you follow football? I noticed the LA Rams, aren't they 4-0 to start their season?
That's going on around here, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I watched their game Thursday night. They're on Thursday Night Football. I watched that game.
Where they outscored the opponent, yes.
Yeah. They look pretty impressive to me.
They're I think they're number one in the power rankings. So
So do you go to any of those sporting events other than the Kings, Caleb?
no. I mean, I'll go to a ball game once in a while, but obviously my team's not really playing, so I'll just go because it sounds like fun to do. But you wouldn't catch me at a football game.
So do you follow the LA Dodgers baseball or the Anaheim?
I follow neither. I mean, they're on the networks around here, and all my friends are fans. But I'm a Yankee fan. So
How'd you become a Yankee fan, Caleb? Never asked that question.
well, I was born in New York City and lived until I was 9 in New York and Connecticut. And my dad was born in the Bronx and grew up 5 blocks from the stadium. So my first sports experience was at Yankee Stadium, and my first falling in love with sports was the '77 Yankees.
Nice.
So,
5 blocks away. That is cool. I grew up 15 minutes away.
yeah, so that's I mean, when we moved to Los Angeles, it was in the middle. It was between the '77 and '78 World Series. So I was the kid from from back east with the Yankee hat, and I come into a classroom full of Dodger fans. So
Yeah.
you know, and so it was yeah, it was huge. I mean,
That's so. Did he live in the Grand Concourse?
no, he lived up on Davidson Avenue, Grand Avenue, right up. It's
Grand, yeah, okay, yep.
a little more than 5 blocks, maybe like 10 blocks, but
You can walk there.
yeah, one stop on the train. So you know, on the 4, I believe.
4. It's the number 4. Yep.
But I remember when Munson died, I was so destroyed that I wrote his wife a letter.
Wow.
Oh, you really?
Sent it to her like a 10-year-old. I was 10 years old and I wrote her a letter.
Was there any response or?
No, but
Oh.
I'd love to know if, you know, she got it and she read it, you know, like, because I'm sure she got thousands of those. But
Oh yeah.
but I'd love to see what I wrote, you know, like my handwriting to what I was thinking, because it was destroyed me. He was like my favorite player, and yeah, awful. So,
So Caleb, how old were you, Caleb, when you moved to the West Coast?
I was almost 9. I was just a couple months from 9 years old.
So your dad had a transfer of work, was it?
Yeah, my dad was a screenwriter, and he was out in Los Angeles a lot in like 76, 77. So he'd be gone for like 2 months at a time. So
Oh wow.
this became a thing where like we got to go. That's it. So, blowing up stakes.
Yeah, yeah.
I was excited because that's where they filmed the $6 Million Man. So you know, that's
Awesome.
it was exciting to me. I mean, I was leaving friends and a really awesome childhood on a lake in Connecticut. So, but you know, I'm glad we did. I'm glad it worked out the way it worked out. So.
Oh yeah. Awesome.
Things happen for a reason, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's great. I mean, my dad had a screenwriting career, and you know, I know all the people I know. I've got the friends I have now. I would never have had them if we didn't make that move. And who knows where I'd be in Connecticut.
Oh yeah.
Who knows? I might have been an NHL hockey player. So
Yes, playing for the Rangers.
we stayed in Connecticut because we would have stayed on the lake, and I would have, you know, my best friend back there was a pretty good player, and I think we would have pushed each other pretty far. So
Yeah,
I still think about stuff like that, like, but whatever.
yeah. You might have been on the Rangers with the great one at the time.
Oh, I don't know.
Imagine that. Well, yeah, then we wouldn't have known you. So
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't have started.
So what's hey Michael Smith, what's next for you? Do you have, I know you just recently have a few guitars in your collection there. Is there something else on the horizon you think that you're interested in guitar wise?
no, right now I'm content. I'm always looking, right?
Yeah.
You never stop. It's a disease. Nope. You never stop. But right now I'm content. Like I said, we're looking at this house. Maybe we'll get this house. When that happens, then comes the move, and I might downsize a little bit, sell some equipment to get maybe something a little more expensive, right?
Oh, yep.
You know, but right now I'm happy at where I'm at. But that could change in 20 seconds. Neslo could text me and say, "Yo, dude, I got this for you."
Yep.
Like he did. Actually, Neslo, I think I said this last week. You can blame him for the last 2 guitars, the Ernie Ball and the Star.
Yep.
Yeah. So actually, Dave would be a better person to ask that question to.
Yeah, right.
There's actually a Wolfgang on I'm probably going to tell someone and they're going to go buy it, but there's a Wolfgang on eBay right now that's the one I want. it's a really good price. So
What's the color scheme on that one, Caleb?
it's the Alpine White
Oh,
USA.
nice.
Just can't pull that trigger.
Yeah.
$100.
Well, I mean, Caleb, that guitar behind you,
Yes,
that's a great guitar, man.
it is a great guitar.
That's a Japanese made one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the same one.
But I'm like that guy. I'm like, I always think about what I really want.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I want. I like the arch top. You know, stuff like that. And, you know, I like the binding on the other one. There's all that little shit stuff, and I like the headstock. But you know, this is a great guitar. And I'm excited to refurbish it and get it to where I want it to be. But then I see these guitars that I really want, and you know, I realize I will never be satisfied. So
That's the thing, right? Ever. That's the thing. You get it and you love it and you play it and you play them all. I mean, they're all your babies, right?
if I get that one, then I'll go back to the gray one that I always want. I'll be like, okay, now I got to get the gray one.
Yep.
You know, it's crazy. And then he'll come out with something new, and I'll be like, oh my god, I have to get that.
Yeah.
It's like it's definitely an addiction issue. So healthier, but
Oh yeah.
much healthier.
Yeah.
Still,
We're at 4 minutes to midnight Pacific. Yeah. September 28th. So what do I get I guess the Monday's the 1st, is it not? Yeah.
just by September. Wow.
Yeah.
That was fast.
Yeah. Now the fall's hitting, and what do we got next? We got Halloween on the 31st.
Yeah, it's I think it's 43 degrees here right now.
Oh wow.
My kid's favorite holiday coming. So,
What's he gonna be this year?
well, it changes. Like last year, he was going to be a ghost forever, and then literally the day of, he switched to pirate.
Okay.
So luckily, we had the backup system available. So
Is trick or treating big down there in Santa Monica?
yeah, there's a whole thing close by. And,
Oh yeah.
you know, but he's telling us what we need to be. So that's the game we're playing now. Is like whatever he decides we're going to be, I guess we're going to be. You know, as it's a part of the fun of it. He wanted me to be a zombie, or no, a mummy.
Oh right.
And last year I found a mummy costume, but it was like a spandex.
Oh.
Full like head cover, like it was like I could barely see out of it, you know. And especially when it got dark, it was forget about seeing. So, but you know, like I'm walking down the main street here in the afternoon with him. He's the pirate. I'm the mummy. It's got like blood all over it. You know, it's a very graphic costume, and it's very tight.
Yes.
Very form fitting, so you can like figure out my religion and everything. So it was pretty funny. But you know, you can do anything for your kid. So, but it was a good laugh.
And Halloween's my favorite holiday.
Yeah, it's the best.
I love it.
I love it because nobody takes themselves seriously. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
And,
you can have so much fun with it, man.
yeah, like every other holiday has pressure on it. There's no pressure on Halloween. Just do your thing, have fun. You know, it's not New Year's Eve, which is like, you know, international scrap with your girl night, you know, because you're not in the right place and it's not the best time, and you know, we're not going to make it. And are you sure that's what we should be doing? And you know, expectation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do love Halloween.
There you go.
Are you a big decorator? You decorate outside in front of your house a lot, or?
Not really. We'll do like more inside because
Okay.
he likes that stuff. So you know, we have one of those like lawn blow up ghosts, you know, with the fan in it, you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
But that's inside the house because he picked it out of like one of these like drugstores and he named him Gary the Ghost. So like had him last year. And he brought him to school, so he had him at his school. So like I have video of him singing in the lineup with his fellow students, and Gary the Ghost is part of the lineup. That's the cutest thing ever.
How did he come up with the name Gary? Did you ever ask him?
I said, what's his name? You know, like I'll ask him, like, what should we name it? You know, like.
And he just came up with Gary.
And you just say the name.
That's awesome.
Gary the Ghost.
there you go.
It's very creative. So
Probably because it started with a G. That's the first name you could think of. It started with a G. Oh, his name's Gary.
that definitely has. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun. So like, it was funny because we were talking about Halloween a few weeks ago, and I was like, I just dug out Gary the Ghost because he was buried in the closet somewhere. And I just remember like it was like a reunion, you know, like he was so happy that he had Gary back in his life, you know. Kids.
And I think that's another reason why I love Halloween. I think a lot of people do, is because you get to become a kid again, right?
Oh yeah. Well, you remember how cool it was when you were a kid. So
Exactly.
that's what I mean. Christmas is like that too. You get to see it through your child's eyes. It's
Yeah.
totally
So Michael Smith, do you get a lot of trick-or-treaters where you live?
Yeah, actually, at first we didn't, but it seems the last couple of years we've had a decent amount, and I love watching them all come up, all the different, you know, costumes and stuff. And we decorate a lot out front of the house, so
Oh, yeah.
we get a lot of kids that want to come to our place because we put the, you know, the effort into it, if you will, and it's a labor of love. Man. So we get a lot of kids that come there, and the kids are like, "Man, you got the coolest house," which is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, Johnny, it looks like Quentin James, if you want to chime in on this, he says he did a YouTube live test, ran my Helix USB, and it still sounds like his guitar is underwater.
Quentin, what were you can't talk. What were you using to go live on YouTube? Because if it was Hangouts, it's going to sound like that. Actually, you need to flip a switch when you're on Hangouts. You need to check your audio settings and go from, what was it? From voice to studio, I guess.
Oh, okay.
But
I'm underwater when I'm playing.
yeah, it starts to. Yeah. Yeah. That's why we don't play guitar on the Hangouts. But what you want to do is you want to use OBS. And actually, Nightbot is actually posting links. Like right there, it says everybody subscribe to Caleb Rapoport.
Thank you, Nightbot.
Nightbot's a cool dude.
Thank you for picking me.
Just YouTube Live, little icon. Is that on your computer? You can probably do that on your phone with YouTube, and it's probably a little better. But there is a program you can use, which I use when I play the guitar on these things, and it's called Streamlabs. And if you search, just scroll through the chat here, or look down below in the description. You'll see a Streamlabs link where you can download that. It's Streamlabs OBS, and there's a link to that, and that's what I use, and it's perfect. You know,
Nice.
when I play guitar on these things late at night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Quentin's saying little camera icon. It says upload or go live.
Yeah. 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 That might be kind of weird.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. You have Streamlabs? Yeah. Yeah. That's what I would use, man. That's what I use. It's great.
Cool. Anyways, guys, we're 5 minutes after midnight, and I know my nose is like plugging up here with the flu bug. So
Oh.
yeah, we've
Wait a minute.
yeah, we've been on for like 3 hours, but
Where's that sound coming from? Yeah. Well, for me, once it hits midnight,
yeah,
I can't talk too loudly.
yeah,
You know? So for me, midnight is like, you
yeah.
know,
No, and
We good?
yeah, Caleb mentioned he's fading, so yeah.
Good.
Yeah. But yeah, awesome. Nice to see you again, Caleb. And I hope your package should be there within the next couple of days.
I will let you know.
Awesome, buddy.
You want me to wait and we'll do something, or do you mind?
No, if you gotta set up your guitar and get it all upgraded, you go do your thing, man.
It's pretty much the last thing before I can
Yeah.
waiting.
A word of advice: just make sure if you're gonna do an unboxing, don't show your address.
Yeah, I don't know who
You'd be stupid enough to do that. Yeah.
I didn't even notice.
I think John fixed it.
All I saw was he was covering up the from, and I'm like, oh, it says Captain.
I had something I'll tell you off the air.
It was hilarious that I was like, I'm going, wait, don't show mine. I'm like, you showed yours.
I had a piece of paper on top of it. I could tell you off air. A piece of paper on top of it, and I put a piece of tape on it, and obviously, it did not work. So. The only thing we're supposed to show is Captain.
Captain Michael Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for
Okay.
having us, Johnny. Awesome.
Oh, dude, thank you guys. Thank you guys for everything. And yeah. So it looks like everybody stay on the line.
Yeah.
I want to talk to Caleb about something real quick.
Uh-oh.
Then Michael. And yeah, so real quickly, good night to Sonia. Good night to Michael. Well, okay, that's you. Good night to Fender Guru, Mad Dog, Rosie McPherson. Thank you for jumping in, Rosie. Again, huge, fan friend to Larry Mitchell, who we all love, and looking forward to Larry with Steve Vai this weekend. Quentin James, Dutchy, everybody. So yeah.
Yeah.
So Steve, take it.
Yeah. And nice to see you again, Michael Smith. So everybody, thanks for being here. We got 31 watching, 31 thumbs ups. Doesn't get better than that. And have a great weekend. We'll see you Tuesday night, 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern for Johnny's regular show. And we'll see you next Friday. And don't forget to chime in for Nerd Halen. What 5 songs do you want Caleb's band to cover, Van Halen wise? That'll be the poll for next Friday. And again, thanks everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bah.
Bah.